Welcome to the party, pal. Your friendly neighborhood master chaos. Back with you once again, and not alone. Not sad and alone today. Today I've got some pals, and we're talking. Essentially, it's sort of a what do you call that? Tailgating, right? Well, before the big game. Is that what they call it? I've never done it before in my life, so that's a thing,
pre-gaming.
right? Yeah. This is the Big Boutique Blue pre-game party. I'm joined by Ryan from Disconnected. How are you, sir?
Doing well. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. Welcome to the channel. This is your first time here. We've been trying to plan something out, and this sort of popped up. I go, oh man, this is perfect time to bring them on and chat blues. So thank you for being here.
Appreciate that.
And an old friend of the channel back after a big move, Dan from Reject Filmz. How you doing, sir?
Good, man. Good. Thank you for having me.
Oh man, it's an honor and a pleasure to have both of you here chatting movies. Let me turn off my mail because it keeps beeping. I don't want to think about work right now. I want to think about fun. Okay, so Black Friday is days away. It's the big dance for collectors, and it's always challenging, always fun, always stressful. Every sale brings up its own challenges and joys and sorrows. So before we dive deep, today we're going to talk about specifically Vinegar and Severin, a little bit of Dark Force, and just Black Friday in general. We'll talk about the sale rules and all that good stuff, the leaked artwork, all that stuff. Before we dive into all that, I just want to get your sort of consensus on what you expect for Black Friday 2021. Let's start with Dan. What do you think? What are your big expectations for this Black Friday?
To go into credit card debt. I don't really expect anything major. Probably just the same as every year. Getting hyped up and being somewhat disappointed. But I count on that disappointment, so I really look forward to it.
Yes, I guess that is part of the fun. Like I said, joys and sorrows.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad that they leaked the slips. It kind of, I wanted to see that on Black Friday, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, technically, Tom in the house. What's up, Tom? That is a patron of mine. Tom, I love you, man. I technically it was Vinegar's fault. It wasn't somebody who sniped them. So you can't necessarily hold too many people.
We still got one left to be surprised.
Well, actually, technically two. We got the slip and the box set, which we all pretty much know what the box set's gonna be, but we'll talk about that. Okay, Ryan, what are your expectations?
My expectations are for a late night where I don't get much sleep and stay up and just hanging out with the community that I love. I'm always happy around this time of year. And I genuinely have a note where I am going to go through a series about 4 sites and just check out what they got for that night and call it a night as soon as I'm done. I am live with Aaron Pin that night, so that's going to be the first place I am.
Nice. Are you guys going to be doing any actual brick and mortar Black Friday, like lining up kind of stuff?
No, I did some already at Best Buy and Walmart, Target, picking up some 4Ks and stuff. I like that they're doing it early. You don't have to rush in one day and be crowded, So about a $10 and less 4Ks, so stocked up on those.
It seems like an odd year for that side of things. Nothing really seems normal at this front. Not to mention the $8 and $10 4Ks are great, but also it's a week of Target's buy 2 get 1 free. And as of this point, all the pre-orders that have been posted already have all counted for their buy 2 get 1 free. So anything that I've seen on the horizon, I've already got under my belt and got discounted.
Wow. Yeah. No, it's a weird year for Black Friday for sure. It seems to have almost started right after Halloween. Like even into October, I saw some Black Friday stuff pop up. So it's strange in that regard. But I guess it's so that we don't get 10,000 people mobbing Walmart at 5 a.m. To save $3 on Wonder Woman 84 on DVD.
You'll still get it. Don't worry.
You'll still get it. Yeah. You'll still get it.
I go just to people watch anyways, man. I don't buy anything on Black Friday. I just watch everybody else go crazy.
Usually, if you're smart, you bought it online. You just go there to have fun and
exactly
watch people trample each other. Good times. John in the chat says a sale burnout for real. Yes. Very true. And then of course, wait until end of the year sales in December. Griff says, yeah, not much at all in stores for me this year, but that is because I have most of what I want already. Yeah. That's also a problem. Okay, let's jump right into it. In terms of my expectations, you know, this is the second Black Friday I'm doing with the channel. So I guess it's an anniversary. But last year was so much fun and so exhausting. I subscribed, and we'll talk about subscribers. I know, Ryan, you're a subscriber. Dan, are you a subscriber to VS?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, great. Well, then we'll have this conversation down the line because it's a very important conversation. I think we should all discuss, because I think maybe, although we all have channels, so we're all sort of coming from the same direction in a way. We'll talk about subscribing down the road, so we'll hang on to that conversation. Expectations, I hope to be disappointed. I think that's part of the fun and part of the griping and all that stuff. But then I really love the shocking surprises. Like, you know, gosh, what the hell surprised the hell? Well, Alien from LA was a big surprise last time, good and bad. So I'm hoping for something along those lines. I'm hoping for something that's just going to wow me, and I hope to get it.
Yeah. After your review, I did not watch it.
Which one? Alien from LA?
Yes.
I actually like that movie.
Yeah, but the way you described it and everyone talking about her voice, no, I'll pass.
Oh, man. I actually really enjoyed that one, which surprised the hell out of me. Video Store says, evening all. Sorry I've not gone live in a while. I'm excited for the Severin release of House on the Edge and, of course, VS titles. Wish I had more money. Who doesn't? I think everybody is hoping they had more money. John says, I'm pretty pleased with Severin and VSBF this time. I'm probably grabbing it all. You could do that, or you could wait and wait for a sale. Hey, Video Man in the house. What's up, buddy? Okay, let's jump in. Before we do the boutique labels, we do have to address some big, shocking news. It just dropped in our laps, and it's kind of a little poopy pants. Citizen Kane is fucked. Right out the gate, the Blu-ray disc is what is the problem with it? Does anybody know?
It didn't really say. No, it didn't really tell
the
me.
actual problem with is after almost exactly 30 minutes into it, it gets gray and milky on the actual film. Yeah, the entire picture is just shot.
Wow. Great. So Criterion caught it now after everything's been shipped. I know mine just shipped. And you'll have to mail them the Blu-ray to good old John here at Criterion, and then they'll send you the fixed Blu-ray with a $10 gift card. It's a nice touch, but I mean, the fact that you have to go through the effort of sending them the disc.
Why do they want that?
It's easier proof of purchase.
Yeah, I think it proves that you have it, and it's not like, hey, send it to me on Blu-ray, please. Like, oh, sure. Yeah.
Right.
So that sucks. Did you guys grab it? Did you guys get Kane?
I ordered it. I don't have it in hand yet, but I did order it. I believe it's waiting on me to pick up.
That's yeah.
I am not stoked on the packaging on that one though.
So when you pick it up, can you just leave your Blu-ray there? And,
maybe I can sign for 2/3 of the package and reject the other third.
Yeah. I don't know. But they're making us work for it. So unfortunately, I mean, I think most people got it for the 4K anyway, but
certainly,
I don't know. It sucks, and I feel this isn't the end of these kind of. We've seen issues like this pop up a lot, and if delays and crap happens with everything going on in the world, this is probably not the last time we'll see something like this.
So I'm guessing a reviewer or someone got it early and doesn't have a 4K player and watched the Blu-ray.
I don't know.
Curious how it happened.
Yeah, it is weird. How did they just catch this? Like nobody decided to do like a spot check on it, or I mean they should have QC on this stuff. Oh well. Where should we start, guys? Should we do? Eternal says that's nice of Criterion. I agree. At least they're going. At least they're giving you a little something.
They're going above and beyond, I think, to respond to it.
Absolutely. I mean, beyond the fact that you have to do some of the legwork, you get a little money back, and you're still going to get your fixed blue. So, it's a little something. Where should we start? Where do you guys want to start? Vinegar Syndrome or Severin?
Well, since everyone's looking forward to Vinegar Syndrome, why don't we start with Severin?
Perfect. Let's go there. Severin's Nasty Friday. Now, I was not a big fan of their Black Friday lineup from last year. Ryan, were you a big fan of their lineup from last year?
Shockingly, I was. I thought it was pretty decent. I think that the titles this year are probably better than last year's titles. However, last year had actual limited items that were a part of the Black Friday sale. So this year, if your eyes are on the movies, it seems like you can wait a good 6 months and get them a hell of a lot cheaper. And on that front, you're not losing out on any content as opposed to last year when you genuinely were.
Very true. Dan, are you excited? Or were you excited for their lineup last year?
What was last year? Was that the Theater Macabre and all that?
Yeah.
Is that what that was?
Plague Town.
I was excited for that one. I didn't really know too much about the rest of them, but I was excited for Theater, and the one with Seth Green came out too, right?
Yeah, Attic Expeditions.
Yeah, I was excited for that one in Theater, but the rest of them I could take or leave.
Right. Yeah, I got nothing. Except Tales of the Uncanny. I believe that was there. Yeah, I like that quite a bit.
Documentary, yeah.
Very good. I highly recommend that. But I was not a big fan. This year, they've certainly improved. To be fair, I wasn't a big fan of the Nuke in the Mid-Year either. And I'm not a big fan of those kind of movies. But this time they got me. They certainly got me. And I'll definitely be grabbing some goodies, and I'll happily pay full price to support them, but I'm only getting 2 of the titles that are on order because I've seen the other ones and they're bad. They're really bad.
A couple of the covers look kind of the same too, from what I was noticing. I don't know.
Yes. So let's everybody watching. Feel free to pause and read at your leisure. We're just going to pick and choose a couple of things here, but I will just highlight what's going on here. 7 brand new releases, limited Black Friday sale bundles, 50% off SRP. No one's using MSRP anymore. For most Severin and Intervision titles, tons of brand new merch and more clearance items. So stuff we've seen before. Ryan, would you do me a favor and read us what is going to be excluded?
There is so many.
Not be 50% off.
So many titles not going to be 50% off. We got the Black Friday releases, obviously, as well as Strike Commando 2, Invaders of the Lost Gold, Siege, which for my money I think is one of the best titles Severin has ever put out. Born for Hell, Skin Deep, Cannibal Man, No One Heard the Scream, Overboard, the Kinky Collection, A Day of Judgment, The Fourth Victim, Midnight, All or Nothing, Endgame, Warriors of the Year 2072, Raiders of Atlantis, Blood for Dracula, Retribution, Black Boots, Leather Whip, The House of Lost Women, Beyond Darkness, The Masturbating Gunman, An Angel for Satan, Franco Noir, Eyes of Fire, Woodlands Dark, and Days Bewitched, all the Haunts Be Ours box set, and all of their pre-orders.
Yeah, quite a bit of the stuff that people would be excited to get. But they're also bringing back convention stock, and this is nothing new. I mean, I think people expect this, even though they say it's limited. They still have it around. This is what will be there. Dan, would you like to tell us what will be there?
Well, we have the Dungeon of Andy Milligan collection, which I watched your reviews of painfully. The Eurocrypt of Christopher Lee, Perdita Durango, Day of the Beast, Nosferatu in Venice, A Scream in the Streets, Grizzly, Day of the Animals, Deep Blood, and Santa Sangre, or however you say it.
Yeah, Santa Sangre. That is my number one recommendation. That's my favorite thing Severin's ever released. It's a masterpiece film. Highly, highly, highly recommend it.
A beautiful box set too.
Oh my God, gorgeous.
The 4K looks incredible on that.
And I know it's not part of the sale, but I really enjoyed Masturbating Gunman. So
you did? Okay,
just
good.
throwing that out there.
That's good to know. I couldn't get into it. I thought it was fine, but I'm glad you dug it. Okay, so what are the 7 titles? We've got House on the Edge of the Park. This is a 3-disc limited edition Blu-ray with slipcover plus CD soundtrack at the steep price of $38. Region A, Night of the Demon 2-disc Blu-ray with slipcover, $34. Region free. Bloody Pit of Horror Blu-ray with slip, $24. Region free. Black Candles, $23. Region free. Oh, right, like that rhymed. Halfway House, $20. Region free. Ballad and Blood Blu-ray with slip, $25. Region free. Forbidden Door, $23. Region free. Now I'll tell you this: I was at the event, the Severin event, where they showed 3 of them. They showed Bloody Pit of Horror, which I was familiar with before. I love that movie. Not a great movie, but an entertaining cheesecake Italo horror type movie. I dug it. And then they also showed The Forbidden Door, which is Indonesian, I believe. I didn't like it. I thought it was all over the place story-wise. It makes completely no sense. And then it throws in a kind of a BS ending that undercuts everything. Then they also showed, amazingly, Night of the Demon, the restored print of that. Amazing film. Highly recommend this film. And then I went out and tried to find the other ones. I'd seen House on the Edge of the Park before. Not a fan of those type of torture movies, so I'm not going to be grabbing that. Black Candles, Code Red put that out, I think.
Yeah.
Not a good movie. I didn't. It's basically just an excuse for lame softcore sex scenes. Ballad and Blood is on Tubi. I got about 20 minutes into it. And I said, no thanks, not for me. And I mean, it's unbelievably bad. So I'm not getting that. Halfway House I couldn't find anywhere. And so I don't know on that. So that's sort of my mini reviews on these. Ryan, do you have any thoughts on this selection of films?
Sure. Night of the Demon obviously is notorious for a reason. That is one that everybody should be running to pick up. If you've seen it or not, this is the definitive release of it by a long shot. Bloody Pit of Horror is another one that is notorious and has an actual reputation that has lasted decades for a reason. Again, not a life-changing film, but it is one that is meaningful just as a film fan, one that you're going to want to have in your collection. The other one that I will be contrarian about is I'm a big fan of, not in the sadist, not in a sadist way, but House on the Edge of the Park is genuinely fun. It is a well-made film for that type of film, and again, it's one with a legacy. But the oddball that I'll be super contrarian about is I actually really like The Forbidden Door. I do think that more people should see that. I would agree Ballad and Blood is not something people should be purchasing, but The Forbidden Door is worth your time.
Okay, there you go. Dan, are you familiar with any of these?
The only ones I'm familiar with is House on the Edge of the Park and Halfway House. I'm somewhat familiar with those, but it's been a long time. And Night of the Demon, funny enough, I haven't seen the actual film, but I've seen a documentary about the film. So
okay. Excellent.
It does look interesting, though. So
it's great, but it's great on a sliding scale. I mean, it's not Citizen Kane great, but it's great. That's the best way I could put it. Now, there's a ton of merchandise, which I wouldn't say it's overkill, but there's a lot of stuff that we don't really need. But Severin's gonna Severin, and they're gonna drop some some goodies here. Why don't hey Ryan, why don't you take this portion right there?
We got the Cannibal Holocaust and the Savage Cinema of Ruggiero Deodato book. This is one that I would be slightly weary about. They did say that there's only 1,000 copies, but they also did that during the last sale and dropped more copies twice. Severin Filmz Hall of Fame pin number 22. Genuinely, I love their pins. I love the artwork that Pseudo Ludo does. I have every single pin they've ever released in that Hall of Fame line, and I love having them on display. Custom limited edition Night of the Demon mask. I gotta admit, the mask looks really good, and I think you got that on a tab to show us in a few, but it does not look $150 good to me. And as for the other part, the Dick Demon sculpture, this is the type of thing that I am a whore for, and I cannot wait to get this.
Same. Oh my God, yes. 100%. That's the first thing I'm going to try and grab before the site explodes. Dan, you getting any of these goodies?
Yeah, I think we're going to pass on the $150 mask. The statue thing, though, might be interesting. And that's a lot more reasonable price. So, but Severin is accessory junkies. They're I don't know. They just like slapping their name on stuff. I mean, hell, I got the picnic basket for some stupid reason. I don't know why.
That's amazing. I almost got the picnic basket because I love all the movies. But damn, that's awesome. I love it. All right, Dan, why don't you tell us what the additional Night of the Demon merch is?
Some items will be available separately as well as part of special bundles. Enamel pin, updated reimagining of original promotional button during the film's original debut, designed by Pixel Elixir. Individual cost will be $8. 18 by 24 poster, updated reimagining of original promotional poster during the film's original debut, designed by Pixel Elixir. Individual cost will be $8. American. Bigfoot patch, designed by Pixel Elixir. Individual cost will be $3 Canadian. Bigfoot keychain, designed by Pixel Elixir. Individual cost will be $5. Night of the Demon novelization by author Brad Carter. Individual cost will be $15.
Quite a bit of stuff. Well, we're going to take a look at that stuff in a moment. Did anybody? I got the Cruel Jaws book. Again, I got about 30 pages in. I'm like, I get it. I don't know that I need to read the rest of this. Did anybody else get the book?
I got the book and I read about half of it, and I just haven't been able to finish it yet. But I love that they're doing it. I think that novelizations were so useful back in the late 70s, early 80s, and I'm so glad that somebody is bringing them back in some form. And I think it's cool that the same guy is doing this, the one that did Cruel Jaws.
Dan, did you get the book?
I have the last book they did.
The Cruel Jaws.
No, not the Cruel Jaws. The one that they just.
Oh, we're talking about the novelizations.
Oh, no. I just have picture books, man. Come on.
I completely understand. All right, let's take a closer look at this stuff that they're offering. For better or worse, this is everything that they just mentioned was on there. That poster looks jank. It does not look very good.
It looks Asian inspired, and that does not work for this film.
No,
I'd rather have the art next to it on the poster.
Yeah, that's the nice little limited slip. It looks like a kid drew that. Honestly, I don't want to be rude, but it and there's fire. There's not that much fire in the movie, so I don't know where they're getting all this fire imagery. Very strange. The Dick Demon figure looks, that looks like a $20 thing, but whatever. I guess $45. You get some stickers like a Bigfoot holding a wiener, and there's the book. I think this definitely convinced me to not buy the Demon bundle. How are you guys feeling about all this extra stuff?
Yeah, the figure looks like the old caveman. Was it Geico caveman?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
I'm in on the figure, I'm in on the novel, and I think I'm in on the pin, which means it probably is monetarily more responsible to get the bundle, sadly.
Yep. Well, if you do, let us know, because I definitely I want to see the unboxing of that. Look, honey, look what I got. Look what I brought home for us.
So many
I'll
dicks.
probably get the bundle too, man. I'm not gonna lie.
You guys. You gotta be strong. Say no to the bundle. I don't need
No
this.
willpower.
Where are you gonna put this patch? Do you guys have any place for a patch?
I will buy a jean jacket. I don't know.
Wow. Okay, there you go. Poster is limited to one person. Well, okay, interesting.
No,
Well,
there's only one poster.
oh well, yeah.
He says it should be limited to one. That way, only one person can get a copy.
Oh,
Because
gotcha.
it's so bad.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yikes. Okay. Yeah, I'm not in love with this, but I do love the slip. I think the slip is great, and I'm from what I understand, I haven't gotten my hands on Angel for Satan, but apparently the slips have changed. Have you heard this, Ryan?
Yep, and I had heard from an insider that this was in the works for a while, and that should be the way that it is moving forward. And the slip on Angel for Satan is fantastic.
Actually, it goes back to Cannibal Man.
They're actually different. Angel for Satan and Cannibal Man are similar,
Yeah.
but Angel for Satan is higher quality.
Yes.
They were testing out a few on the way, and they still stumbled a little bit, and eventually the one they landed on, I believe, is the one that they're moving forward with, and it is a winner. It's not quite Vinegar Syndrome hearty, but it is high enough quality for us to love.
Yeah. I actually did a YouTube short on the Angel for Satan slip. So,
nice.
Do we know what the other side of this looks like of the slip?
That hasn't been revealed, but if we know Severin, it's probably just going to be black on the back. It's just going to be. That's a little more.
Or it could be a dick.
It's just going to be like whatever, sort of the same thing, but like with the credits or whatever. Or it could be a dick. It could 100% just be a giant severed dick and balls right there. Why not? Why not? And that's the book. I love that. I mean, that's very indicative of the film.
Yep.
I just don't know that I have time to read it. That's my only thing. Here's the mask.
Generally, it looks high quality. It's just not for me.
No, $150. That's quite a bit of change.
But I could have hair again. So.
Well,
There's that.
There is that. Wow. Jesus Christ. Well, I hope that does well. I'm very curious. That's something I'm going to keep my eye on for Black Friday if that stuff sells out, because that'll very interesting if it does. Okay, and then the last few things here, we've got 6 new stickers: Midnight Sinful Dwarf, Perdita Durango, Blackenstein, and the Masturbating Gunman. There you go, Dan. You can get a sticker. A Night of the Demon Dick Ripper sticker is going to be there as well. It says these are going to be available as add-ons, so keep an eye out for that. And then the Black Candles Devil's Paw necklace, which doesn't really even play a big part in the movie. I think one person wears it, and I only noticed it because I knew this was coming. And I'm like, oh, that's that thing. Then clearance merchandise, $3, DVDs, things like that. Let's talk bundles. There's a big baby one, which is hefty. And then there's one that's just the discs. So I'll take those. We've got the Friday Bloody Friday bundle, mega bundle to end all bundles. This includes all 7 Black Friday titles, plus all the related merchandise from the Demon bundle on the Edge of the Park, and the Black Candles bundle. This is $3.19. That's a lot of money. And somebody on one of the forums priced it out, and you're actually paying $7 more than if you bought it all by itself. So I don't know how that works out. How that's really saving any money. It's very weird. They also, I should highlight this. Please note, we will not be responsible for broken Dick Demon figures if you select free media mail shipping. So you'll also have to up your shipping for Dick Demons if you want them to care a little bit more for the thing you paid for. That's not great. I'm hoping it's if it's media mail, they just throw it in a box, and if you pay more, they'll actually put it in styrofoam. I don't know. It's weird.
I'll throw out there too. The onus is on them. They are not allowed to sell anything they're not allowed to ship anything that's not media mail, and they're freely advertising here that we are going to send things that's not media via media mail, and that's a clear violation of USPS policy.
Oh man, let's take them down. But no, you're right. That's well, you know, they kind of always play fast and loose a little bit. Okay. The bundle will only be available to U.S. customers. Unfortunately, I know Aaron's not happy about that. I don't know that he was going to get everything, but that does suck for our friends elsewhere. Then the all 7 movies is $168. I haven't done the math on it. I assume that saves you money. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, it averages out to what, $23 a disc, about, roughly. That's not too bad.
Yeah, nobody wants to do math, but let's see. Yeah, I'll do it real quick.
$24.
168 divided by 7. Yeah, $24. Very good. That's exactly right. So yeah, $24. Yeah, I guess you definitely save your money on the lot. Then the Demon bundle, which is what we sort of all talked about, is $109. Again, don't break your dicks on that. And then the last bundle is for Bundle on the Edge of the Park. Ryan, you want to read that for us?
Sure. This one has the Blu-ray release of House on the Edge of the Park and Ballad and Blood. And for those that don't know, Ballad and Blood is a modern Ruggero Deodato movie. I believe that's from 2015 or 2016, I think. Yeah. And it's also got the Cannibal Holocaust and Savage Cinema of Ruggero Deodato book and his Severin Filmz Hall of Fame enamel pin. So 2 movies, a book, and a pin for $108.
Is that a deal? Does that feel like a deal?
No.
How much is that book? Because that's Fab Press, right? Aren't they pretty expensive normally?
Usually like $45.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess it comes signed too, so there's that.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then, of course, the Black Candle bundle, which is the movie and the little Devil's Paw necklace. Are you guys leaning towards bundles? I know it sounds like Dan, like you were.
I'm gonna get the one where I pay more. Just
there you go. Just for fun. Here you go. Here's a tip.
I have a feeling if you pick media mail, they're gonna break that dick thing before they put it in the box. Yeah. Show you.
Yeah, like you should have paid $10 more or whatever the hell it is. You know what? Go ahead. No, but go ahead.
I personally haven't decided yet. I'm one of those people that is a merch whore, though. And I tend to love those type of things. I love the little chintzy extras. I've got little, kind of see in the background here, I've got these little cubes for some of my movies. And I've got a whole cube for Severin. I've got a whole cube for Vinegar Syndrome and some of the merch that each has had. So it's literally on display all the time. I move stuff out. We were just talking about the picnic basket. I literally use it to store a bunch of that merch stuff. So I'm in and out of it all the time.
That's amazing. I'm not a big merch guy, really, unless something grabs me, like the Dick Demon. But I'm not gonna get the bundle, and I've actually, because Severin is technically, even though they ship out of Texas, they're technically in California. I had to end up paying tax and stuff, so it's actually kind of expensive for me to order from Severin normally throughout the year. So I don't like just because it becomes even more expensive to put stuff in my cart. So I wait for sales like this to get their goodies. I think I get, if the Demon poster was cooler, if it was the original poster or something like that, I might have grabbed this because I'm a Bigfoot guy. I love Bigfoot. But no, I think I'm just gonna grab. Ultimately, I'm gonna go back up to the master list of titles. It's just gonna be these 2 for me. Bloody Pig, because I've got a history with it. It's one of the first movies that this is how I discovered Something Weird Video and led me down that road. And Night of the Demon, again, I love Bigfoot, and I watched it when my pal was in town, and it's a great movie. And the disc is stacked, which is something we should talk about because they just announced those details. Where did they do it? They did it right here. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to take a look at this.
Lots of stuff.
Yeah, this is the Amray. Love that. Reversible, the original artwork. And then why don't you tell us about disc 1 there, Ryan?
We got our exclusive slip. We got an interview with producer Jim L. Ball, interview with the director James C. Wasson, interview with cinematographer John Quick, previously unreleased 1964 feature produced by Jim L. Ball and shot by John Quick. That's an entire feature. I did not realize that when I read that earlier.
Isn't that great? Yeah. Well, so we get, I mean, not only that, we get next, and the second disc comes with other kind of feature type things. So this is kind of amazing. You get an extra unreleased feature. There's no information on this movie. It's not on IMDb. And I believe the director pronounces it "what's all." Stupid.
That makes sense.
So disc 2, this is amazing. Dan, don't worry, I'll read this one. Dan's like, oh shit. This is pretty great. If you're a Bigfoot guy, there's some really great stuff for Bigfoot fans here. You got Cryptid Currency, Transgression, Aggression, and Bigfoot Cinema, a video essay by David Coleman. A great book, Bigfoot Filmography. Tales from the Cryptid, an interview with Stephen Bissett, co-author of Cryptid Cinema. He's been on a ton of Severin things too. Deconstructing Patty, an interview with an author who worked on, well, it's a book all about the Patterson-Gimlin Bigfoot tape. So that's pretty cool. Mondo Bigfoot, interview with Lyle Blackburn, who's a big cryptozoologist. If you know the Bigfoot, crypto shows, Lyle. Then this is pretty interesting. Now, this has been on other releases, but it's cool that they're throwing it on here as just a little added bonus. Banned the Sadist Videos documentaries, part 1 and 2, directed by David Gregory. And then My Nasty Memories interview with Banned the Sadist Videos, David Gregory. So you get a little video nasty action here, highlighting the importance of this release. Now, this is a hell of a stacked release. I think if anybody's on the fence, these extras really push someone in the direction to grab it. Dan, what do you think? You like these specials?
Yes, the extras are already making it worth the purchase. Definitely.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's like, what, $34? So that's, I guess that's why. That's the main reason why. Ryan, this is pretty great. They're blowing it out for this release.
They are. And if you look in the comments, John is actually pointing out one of the things I was going to say. These video nasty portions, they were supposed to be on the Vinegar Syndrome release of Censor. And the fact that all these companies work together is just further proof that behind the scenes, there's so much going on that we don't realize at all times. And I'm just glad we're still getting content like this, especially from somebody like David Gregory, who has a clear love for the video nasties.
Absolutely. Yeah. He's trying to champion them all, trying to rescue them all. So pretty amazing.
Speaking of Censor, real quick, there is a second sight release coming as well for that film.
Yeah, without a 4K, which it's interesting that movie's having so many issues getting a 4K and being a new film. I'm not really sure what's going on there. By the way, this is the new artwork they put up. This is from Forbidden Door. It doesn't make any sense to you, and after you watch the movie, it'll only make slightly more sense. I mean, I'll say this: there was really effective moments in it that were creepy. But I think, it's definitely a very unique film. But overall, for me, it fell a little. It lacked a little bit. Okay. So now, let's talk about the FAQs, because everyone always has. The big question is, why the hell does Severin not get a new website or extra servers? Like, why is their site so buggy? And no one really knows. But they've sort of given you an explanation here. Ryan, would you read this to us?
Sure. Like with most websites, a large flow of heavy user traffic can slow the site down exponentially or even crash it. If you're having difficulties getting into our site, please be mindful that we are already aware of the situation, and it is a temporary problem that will be addressed immediately if it happens. Yes, a live person will be watching the launch. Of course they will. If you're experiencing a lag or crash, we'd appreciate your patience and know that we are working on the issue. Please just veer away from the site and come back a little later, and do not harass the Severin staff. Also, please be mindful that the site will be closed for 1 full week before and after the sale. And then if it does come down, we will tell you later that we were hacked.
Yes, they forgot to leave that off. And funny enough, so Ryan, why does this always happen to Severin? What is going on here?
You know, what it screams to me is somebody has some sort of contract that they can't get out of, and I don't understand why. It seems like it's something related to hosting, but you can always change your host. It feels like somebody is holding something ransom with Severin. I mean, I got to be honest here. They are not getting the customer base that Vinegar Syndrome is. They are not getting the customer base that Barnes and Noble is. And granted, Barnes and Noble site sucks, but it's nowhere near as bad as Severin's. And this should not be happening. This is embarrassing that it continues to happen.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't understand tech stuff, so I'm sure there's a good reason for it, but you know, at the end of the day, Jesus Christ, I mean, you probably lose out on a lot of sales. I mean, it wasn't last Black Friday. Was it last Black Friday that we all had to like email our
It was the one before.
The one before, okay.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous. I would like this, please. How much is this?
Well, you know, them saying they got hacked and stuff, though, I mean, it just makes you trust them with your money that much more.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, oh, good. So those people don't have our payment information, right? Nah, of course they do. They wouldn't. And those are the, so who broke the Dick Demon statue? Oh, the hackers. Got it. All right. Sad but true. Now I don't know if anyone's going to really add additional items to the folk horror box set, but they say no because they have to ship it in some kind of special custom box. Which I'm curious if that's going to be the case. My prediction when this was announced, they said, oh, we'll be shipping this in December after the Black Friday orders. My prediction was nobody will get this till January. What do you guys think? Dan, are you expecting Severin to be able to deliver everything on time and then we get our folk horror box set for Christmas?
That would be a no to hell no. No, I do not. I do expect extra peanuts for Black Friday.
Well, yeah, if you pay for them, you know, those aren't free. Yeah, you got to pay for those, but yeah, I don't know. So nobody's getting their full core box set anytime soon. Did you guys order this? Ryan, did you grab this?
I bought this immediately, and I cannot wait. And I got to be honest, I'm going to be the contrarian there as well. I think that Severin is actually going to surprise us with this one. Okay. I've heard from behind the scenes that they are a lot further along in the process than they usually are for something like this. Okay. And the custom box, I believe that they have heard that people are very happy with like the Roninflix boxes and the Scream Factory box for Halloween. That is branded and super special for it to hold on to theirs. And those don't cost a ton more than their normal boxes. And it actually protects their shipping. Their items protected a lot more. So I believe they're going with that. And it's going to eventually save them money because they're going to have less returns. So from what I'm hearing, it's actually quite likely that a lot of people will be getting those before Christmas.
Wow. Okay. Well, fingers crossed. I hope... I hope that does happen. I will say I know that they have the Black Friday titles in hand, at least some of them, because at the event they have the statues and they had Night of the Demon and they had Bloody Pit of Horror. They had 5 of them. He didn't say exactly which ones, but I know those 2 for sure. So those are on hand. So hopefully they'll start shipping immediately. But we shall see. Also, they say, why are you not answering my emails? The only acceptable place to email us during the Black Friday sale is that do not email individual Severin employees. I'm guessing that was a big issue last time. People were like reaching out to all the other people. I guess it happens. Now this is another thing. A lot of people don't get order confirmation, which seems like an easy thing to do. I mean, everybody does it. Why can't they? Did you, Ryan? Do you know why? Beyond the fact that it's like, oh, PayPal would just send you a receipt?
No idea on this one. Every other shopping portal that other companies use sends it out immediately. And Severin, it seems to be hit or miss. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. What's crazy, that's even outside of the sale. If you put in an order today, it seems to be a flip of a coin if you're going to get it or not.
Wow. Crazy. Status of my order. Well, okay, so here they say we'll begin packaging orders immediately after the sale ends. Okay, sure, I believe that. Now, here's what they're saying. We are anticipating an unprecedented amount of Black Friday orders, which will have to ship alongside the folk horror and nasty habit orders. We would like to accomplish all the shipping by the end of 2021, but please be prepared for the shipping duration to last through January. So, I'll definitely eat my words if people get the folk horror box set in December. I think that hopefully that'd be great. But that's a lot of shipping, and I know they don't have a big team in wherever they're shipping out. Texas, I think.
I believe they're in Arizona.
Arizona, that's right.
From what I heard, aren't they moving from Arizona to California?
I don't know. I mean, I know Severin proper is here because David Gregory's office is here,
right.
and Andrew and everybody. So I don't know. I haven't heard if their shipping operation is moving to this area, but I guess we'll find out. Here's the shipping breakdown. U.S. residents must spend $100 over. This is for free shipping. Now, this is the media mail that will break your dick demon. So keep that in mind. Canadian residents must spend 150 USD. Other countries must spend 200 USD. Do we know what the Vinegar Syndrome? I guess we'll get to it. What the Vinegar Syndrome threshold is.
Vinegar Syndrome does not have free shipping during the sale. The only way you get free shipping is if you buy the flash pre-order.
Right.
Or if you're a subscriber, obviously.
There you go. We are not responsible for any lost packages during a free international shipping option. That sucks. That's a weird move. Yeah, that's weird. Where's my order? Is my order lost? Probably. I'd like to cancel my order. For the Black Friday sale, we will not cancel any orders that contain a brand new Black Friday sale item or a pre-order. They're definitely making it easier for themselves and not for us in terms of like all the things that they're sort of putting in terms of roadblocks. But I guess they've been burned before. They've gone through a lot of this stuff, and it's become tricky for them. Let's see. I placed multiple orders during the sale. I have an existing pre-order. Can you combine them? We created a function at checkout where you can add to my existing order as your shipping option. You can make this selection in your cart or during the checkout process. So good. So that's in place if you guys wanted to do that. Have you guys, that's probably kind of bad. To have that option, that probably makes you spend a lot more money, right?
It used to for me for Vinegar Syndrome while I was playing catch up, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Dan, do you ever go back and say, what the hell, I guess I'll throw this in?
I believe I did the last Severin sale. I ended up picking up a lot of those cheap titles like Birdemic for whatever reason. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice option to have. You change your mind or you hear something from another, fan of film and you're like, I'll throw that in there. I'm sorry, I was distracted by yours and Mike's conversation about the region coding.
It's something I try to help people out
yes,
on a lot.
Vinegar Syndrome is not all region free. I can vouch for that.
It is not.
And not enough people know this. No label can ever determine that all of their titles will ever be all region free.
Right.
They are at the mercy of who's licensing the titles to them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I think that's it in terms of Severin policies, Severin questions. Do you guys have any final thoughts about sort of the Severin machinery in place? Good. Okay.
I'll just say I think Severin's really stepping up their game a lot over the years. I mean, from what they started out as and really seeing better quality products overall. So that's really good to see. Yeah.
And I knew them from in the beginning, when their first few releases and they were starting out. So I'm glad they're still in the game. I haven't loved a ton of the stuff that they've put out. Normally they just kind of don't vibe with me, but this year, the Franco Noir was great. Siege is a masterpiece, and I'm very happy to have Night of the Demon with us as well.
And if they throw in the Overboard remake as a Black Friday surprise, I will be very, very happy.
Yes. Yeah, lovely film. This is 108. This is the bundle on the edge of the park. That's the pin and the book. I just wish if Ballad of Blood was a decent movie, I might be more into it, but it's really not. Here's just a brief look at the special features on House on the Edge of the Park. You do get an entire feature-length documentary on Deodato's films and the soundtrack for House on the Edge of the Park. That's pretty good. Archival interview with David Hess, rest in peace. And let's see. This is the feature specs. So that's Region A. And then did they announce? I'm not sure if it's here. Here's Ballad and Blood. I don't think anybody's going to be really looking at the special features on this, but here it is. In case you're curious, interview with the actors and stuff. I'll say this: great nudity. Movie's full of great boobs. Makes no sense, but it's there. Lots of boobies. There's Blackenstein. You can put that somewhere good. I don't know where you would put that. There you go, Dan, for you. His guts, sort of a.
It's going on my lunchbox. Yes,
I love it. I think they made him. He's not that fat in the movie. They got him put some pounds on him in that. That's weird. Yeah. Midnight, and then Perdita, the lovely Perdita. Okay, and then Halfway House specials. Looks like
I've actually heard this is a really good one. I've not seen it, but I hear great things.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it. I'm not gonna blind buy on this one, but if I can find it somewhere else, or if somebody buys it and lends it to me, I'll check it out. Cleve Hall interview. You get a music video on, and then I thought there was something on Mary, but I guess not. Mary Warnoff is in this one. Weird movie. If you've seen the trailer, you know kind of the vibe of it. Forbidden Door, you get a commentary with the director, interview with the director, deleted scenes, behind-the-scenes featurette, and then the Hiro Sasa footage will make sense after you see the movie. Because right now that doesn't make any sense, but you just gotta wait. And then here's the candle, or not the candle, the devil hand candle necklace. Pretty nice. If you enjoy the film, then you'll know what that means. Oh, okay, time for recommendations. Let's switch over. I'm going to close this for the moment, and we're going to do recommendations. Ryan, do you want to kick us off with your, say, top 5 Severin musts?
Sure. My first, I'll say honorable mention, wait till the next sale, because the last 6 months of titles are some of Severin's best, and it will be a great time during the next sale. So I'm going to go through these quick. If you are super interested in what I think about Severin, I do have a recommendation video up for the Severin Black Friday sale and for the Grindhouse Video Severin sale. It's pretty lengthy, and obviously I got stuff for Synapse in there as well. I'm going to go off the wall. Not a lot of people talk about this one. I adore St. Bernard. I wish more people would watch St. Bernard. This has some really incredible set pieces in it, and it's just beautiful to watch. Next, we just talked about it, Perdita Durango in 4K. This looks amazing, and this movie is great. Literally one of probably the top 5 in the entire Severin catalog. Documentary-wise, a lot of people, they champion the Video Nasties ones, and I agree, so get those, but not enough people talk about The Killing of America. This one should be very cheap, and it's very, very good. This goes into a lot of really deep dive into the violence in America, but beyond that, they have a separate cut of the movie on here that's 20 minutes longer that was released in Japan. This is a good one.
Is that so? Because I'm curious about that. Is that basically just a documentary? Is it kind of like a Faces of Death documentary on crime? What is it about?
It's kind of similar vibe to that, but not quite. And it doesn't show a whole lot of the real stuff like that. It's basically just the prevalence of violence in culture in the U.S.
Gotcha. Okay.
Next one, The Beast in Heat. However, I'm not recommending this for the movie The Beast in Heat. I'm recommending this for the documentary that's on this disc. The movie is okay. The documentary is a lot of fun and super interesting. Get this one. And then my unsung one that a lot of people know is one of my favorite ones on Severin. Before they release Siege, I love The Boys Next Door. This is such a dirty fucking movie. This has such a weird, like trashy Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer vibe. If you haven't seen this, you absolutely got to get this one.
Okay. Dan, what are your top fives that people must get their hands on?
Well, he just showed one of them at the end there. Boys Next Door. Definitely high recommend on that one. I didn't grab mine because I'm useless. I don't know. The Changeling, obviously. I mean, you have to have that in your collection for sure. I'm trying to look at. I have terrible memory when I'm put on the spot. Peanut Butter Solution, I really enjoy as well. Yeah. And it's something you can watch with the family, introduce your kids, to Severin, so they can grow up and be screwed up like us.
Yeah. Perfect.
And The Devil's Honey is a fantastic film from start to finish. I absolutely love that movie. Definitely very underrated. I don't hear anybody really talk about that movie, but I don't know if you guys are fans or not. But how many is that? What is that, 4?
I will throw out for The Devil's Honey, if you are region free, the 88 Filmz release of that is actually a better release.
Trying to look through.
Oh, no worries.
Let's see.
We'll come back to you. I'll do two of mine. Well, you can keep scrolling. I'll do two of mine, and then we'll come back to you. All right. So, oh, there you go. Revenge of the Living Dead Girls. This is a really wild little movie. Very different from what you would expect. I remember renting this movie, being excited, like, oh, wow, naked zombies, and then getting something that I really was not expecting. It's a very unique film, and the less said about it, the better. Except that it is a fun watch, and I think you're going to enjoy it. Gory and boobalicious and weird. It's good times. Next, Dr. Butcher, MD, also known as Zombie Holocaust. This is a really fun movie. This is essentially a ripoff of Zombie. I mean, it's almost exactly the same movie. There's 2 cuts here. Dr. Butcher is the American version, but they didn't really do much to it, except to sort of tack on a couple of minutes from some other movie. I like this movie quite a bit. You're not going to be able to read it because of the webcam, but there's a ton of special features, lots of interviews and stuff like that. Very good. A ton of fun. It knows what it is. It's got nudity. It's got really gory kills. Kind of a cannibal zombie movie. It's a little bit of everything. I liked it. Dan, you got some choices there?
I only needed one more, right?
Yeah.
Got to have Grizzly in the collection for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, you got one of mine too. Grizzly, 100%. So good. This is such a great movie, such a fun time. I'm fortunate enough to have seen this in theaters, not obviously at the time of release, but here in California. And it's such a good audience movie. It's just a blast, and highly recommend that one.
Tons of features on it too.
Oh yeah, for both of these, I'm gonna go with Day of the Animals as well. Really fun movie. Definitely I would say a slicker production. You got Leslie Nielsen in here. You got definitely different animals doing crazy shit. Not an easy movie to make. I mean, as a filmmaker, this is probably one of the most difficult things. You had kids, you had animals, actors in nature. There's a lot of stuff that could go wrong in something like this, and luckily nothing did. But they made a very stellar goddamn movie. So that's 100% must. And then here's one that's sort of a half recommend because the second one isn't great, but Killer Crocodile. Holy shit. Killer Crocodile is a masterpiece. It is one of the best giant animal movies I'd never heard of. And when I watched it, it blew my mind. Great big practical crocodile, great bloody, I mean, it's a lot of fun. And then I believe you'll be able to get it with the sequel for Black Friday, the special edition. Sequel's not as good, but it's okay. You might as well get part 2. Honorable mention to Massacre in Dinosaur Valley. That is a really fun movie. Have you guys seen that? That's a really good one. That's like a real Indiana Jonesy type movie.
It's fun.
Love it. And then you guys in the chat, feel free to chime in with your recommends as well. We'll pop those in as they come in. Jeffrey says, Zombie Holocaust, Buried Alive, Beyond Darkness. Oh yeah, Good ones there as well. And Griff says, if you like SOV, you need Beyond the Seventh Door. No, no, you don't. That's a rough watch, man. I mean, no, I don't know. Video Man says Crocodile is actually better from 88 Films. Don't know if they did any restoration on the picture, but it looks much sharper. Oh, interesting. I don't know that I'm not gonna double dip on it. I'll take your word for it though. That's good to know. Okay, moving on to the big rumpus, Vinegar Syndrome. This is sort of the big boy that everyone sort of points their browsers to first when it comes to the midnight hour. Bumpy says Santa Sangre and Paganini horror. Yes, I actually enjoy Paganini. It's not a great movie, but it's fun on its own. In its own way, it's a fun little film. Okay, Vinegar Syndrome. Now we should talk about the leaked slips. I wasn't gonna do it on here, but then Dawn of the Discs, dropped it, and I said, all right, it's out in the ether. People have seen it already. It got on Facebook, so I feel like it's free. It's up for game. It's not. I'm not necessarily spoiling anything. So if you don't want to be spoiled when it comes to slipcovers, I understand. Click away and come back in about 5 minutes. We're just going to be talking about these real quick. Let's do that now and get it out of the way, and then we can dive in. So we're getting 4 that we know, legacy slips, and it's been revealed. Let's talk about our thoughts on Don't Answer the Phone. Ryan, do you own this one already?
I do own the movie. By the way, I believe it's 3 legacy slips in a box.
Isn't it? I thought it was 4 and a box.
I think they were saying 4 leading up to before they announced that one was going to be a box. So I think it's these 3 plus the box. That's it. Gotcha. Go ahead.
All right. No, go ahead. Tell us your thoughts on Don't Answer the Phone.
I think this is the best designed slip out of the 3 that we've seen. I think that this is an above average title and one that people will be happy to watch. I'm very glad that this is getting a slip finally. This and obviously Graduation Day were the big ones for this, but I'm glad we're getting this, and the art on this is surprisingly perfect for me. This is the exact kind of slip I love to see from them.
Oh, nice. Okay. Dan, what do you think of the Don't Answer slip?
I like the back better than the front of the slip. Yeah. It's solid. It's not bad. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of any of the leaked slips. I'll just say that right off the bat. But I think, like he just said, this is the best looking one of the leaked ones. Yes, for sure.
Gotcha.
It's simple, but does the job.
Yeah, it reminds me kind of like a Hitchcock poster in a way. There's something about it. I like it, but my favorite actually is the one that I think everyone doesn't like. I like the Frightmare one. I think there's something about this. It's kind of cool, man. There's something kind of like this feels like a, and again, it does look, the hands look a little dumb, and I'm not sure if it's just
it looks like a Dollar Tree slip, man. I don't know.
My issue with this one, I've got nothing against the art, but it looks, I believe it's the same artist that did Count Dracula's Great Love. It looks way too similar for my taste.
Okay. This is kind of a spoiler right here. I don't know why they put that right there, but I don't know. I like sort of the painted covers. I think it adds to it a little bit.
Yep.
But this is Frightmare. This one is one that I bought a year ago. I haven't watched it. I watched it a week ago. Are you guys fans of Frightmare?
I will say that it is not as good as Don't Answer the Phone, in my opinion.
Oh, okay. Dan, are you familiar with Frightmare?
Yes, it's a solid film. It's not anything I revisit often or anything, but it's
right.
Something, if it's on, I'll watch it.
I mean, who has time to revisit Vinegar Syndrome?
Right?
There's new ones every month. We can't go back. Okay, so let's talk about the one that a lot of people have been waiting for, Graduation Day. Lovely front.
Love the front of
Thank
this
you.
one.
And I dig the back. It's there's a photograph that plays a big part in the movie and the shattering. I think this works too, but it feels almost as if they got the same designer for Don't Answer the Phone for this as well.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Dan, what do you think?
I do feel, go back to the front a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. I do feel like this is the only one. Well, Don't Answer the Phone might be in the lettering, but I feel like this is the only embossed slip where the blood is there. I feel like that's going to definitely stick out. Maybe the line around it. So that definitely adds points if that's true. So I may like this one better than Don't Answer the Phone in person, but time will tell on that one. But overall, it's pretty decent. I think it's going to have more shine to it in person as well.
Yeah. Maybe the X is back here. I don't know. We'll see. Ryan, what do you think? You like it?
I'm digging this one. This is a great movie. This is one that is, at this point, like synonymous with Vinegar Syndrome. The only thing I'll point out is this is one of the biggest titles left that didn't have a slip. And now we're down to 2 or 3 that people have been clamoring for. So by the time we get to, say, Black Friday of 2022, I want to know what they're going to do next, because pretty soon there's not going to be any more legacy slips put out.
Oh, sorry, I blocked you there. Let me.
If I don't get one for Hobgoblin soon, I'm going to be really mad.
Yeah, I want Hobgoblins soon as well.
Hobgoblins, I don't own it, but Death Row Game Show would probably make a really nice slip.
That's the one I've been clamoring for the most, but I think everybody wants Madman.
Madman, yes. Yeah, Madman, Death Machines, which is a good half of a movie. The second half isn't as good.
It would make a cool slip if they did.
It would make a cool slip. It would make a cool slip. Hey, Andrew Furtado in the chat. What's up, man? This is why I started doing boxes for slips. Next year, it's slip boxes. Exactly, man. That's absolutely what will happen. And you know what?
Well, you see people are making, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, making the custom holders for like the Halloween set, and they're selling them on Facebook and stuff. So maybe Vinegar Syndrome should get up in that, and you can store all of your, from a certain director. I don't know how many, directors did multiple Vinegar Syndrome releases off the top of my head, but, they can start going that route to house all your films of this person or this actor or this whatever.
Quick aside, are you guys bummed that we're not going to get Cardona collection maybe until next year or maybe further on, or it doesn't bother you at all? Ryan?
Doesn't personally bother me. I'm trying to be very empathetic to the situation. The fact that Brad Henderson was literally talking to the man the night before he died and planning on recording extras literally that week is crazy, and just really leans into the fact that these are all real people really putting everything they can into these releases. And a lot of people hated the Cardona movies, but still they are one of the things I say on my channel, for those that haven't seen my channel much, is every single movie has been somebody's favorite movie, every single one, no matter what. And they deserve the love and the attention. And you can see up in the corner of my picture right there is I treat a lot of this like a museum and a library, and I want to see everything there just so that we can get to it and archive it as well for the next generation.
Exactly. That's very, very well put there. Dan, are you bummed that we're not going to see more Cardona for a while?
The fuck is the magnet?
Well, so in case when you go to your fridge, you want to be reminded that you have this box set of 3 movies.
We're never going to know now. We're just never going to know.
I mean, they were honestly just going to sandwich together. That's pretty much it.
Cool.
Which is, yeah.
like we've said before, man, we got so much other stuff to watch already in our collection or on its way. It's not going to be anything that's on the top of my mind. Where is it?
Yeah. Honestly, I would. I would rather they focus on other things, and I think maybe this might be a nice way to comfortably bow out and not continue with it, because I don't think the response was good, but. We'll see. I've heard he's got other interesting films that we had, like Night of a Thousand Cats, I think is one of them, and Beaks. So they might be good. I don't know. We'll see.
I think people would more be looking forward to more of the sequels to like the Vice Academies or something like that, and people have been requesting like Howling, sequels and things. So there's other routes to always go.
Yeah. Answering a question from the chat, do you think they might release a few more slips that have sold out? No, they don't do that. You'll have to go to eBay or Facebook groups and things like that. That's the only way to get those kind of things. Are the extras any different? No, it's the same Blu-ray case. Blu-ray. It's just an extra package. It's closed. It's like we're grown men playing with American Girl dolls, except they're movies, and you're just buying your American Girl doll some winter clothes.
The only difference may be you will most likely get a clear case instead of the old blue cases.
And if it had a DVD, it might not have a DVD, the one that you get.
Right, unless it's old stock, it will not come with the DVD.
Baron says, I wonder why Picorama and adult titles don't get legacy slips. I'm guessing because they don't think they'll sell well. What do you think, Ryan?
Honestly, I'd put the word "yet" at the end of that question. I think it eventually that will likely happen. And I'd look forward to that happening if they do their February adult sales again.
They should do that. That'd be a perfect time for that. Absolutely a perfect time for that. Make sure. Andrew says, "Give me peaks or give me death." No, I'm gonna have to track that down. It's got to be on YouTube. It's got to be. Everything's on YouTube. Aaron in the house. Yeah, I'm good with no more Cardona. Taboo will eventually get a slip. Yeah, we'll see.
Sure
I think. I think you're right. Come Valentine's Day, we're gonna get some slippage there. All right. Let's talk VS. VS, and I'm going to zoom in here so we can strain our eyeballs. There we go. Look at that. Yay, now we can read it. So, again, it's very stacked Black Friday. We know Flesh for Frankenstein is coming 3D, 4K, all that good stuff. We've seen the packaging. It's similar to one of my recommendations. It's similar to the Scanner Cop box. So we know that's coming. We know Argento's Trauma is coming. We know Creature is coming. And that's it. We've got 2 surprise VS releases, 2 new VSA releases. New York Ninja and Censor are out already. We've got new catalog slipcovers and box. Here they've taken the numbers off of that. So I think you're right, Ryan, on that one. Become a 2022 subscriber, brand new merch, and 50% off pretty much everything. Are we excited for this sale? I'll start with you, Dan.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course, man. It's Vinegar Syndrome. What's not to be excited about? I'm very excited about the surprise announcements, the VSAs and the regular Vinegar Syndromes. Of course, we're going to get more partner label surprises, I'm sure, as well. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Think so?
Yeah, I think 2, from what I remember hearing.
And from what I read, they're going to add 36 more partner labels in general. So that should be interesting as well.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm excited, man. I am.
We've got 14 partner labels, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. 14.
Wait, we started the year with what? 2, Ryan? How many were at the beginning of 2021? It was like, wasn't it? It was like AGFA and.
I think we had 4.
It was 4 or 5. Yeah, 4 or 5 of them.
Jesus.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. Oh, by the way, I did not know this. Red Letter Media did an episode on Beaks guys, so I'm going to track that down. I love those guys. That's awesome.
How much would a subscription be for all labels? That's
1,500, maybe 2,000. I don't know. I can't even imagine they could do that because they can't.
Well, it's what, 1,000?
Yeah, I don't think they can do that.
Right?
It was 1,000 for the. Well, let's talk subscriptions now, since we're at the top of this and we're all subscribers.
I think for the exploitation one, yeah, it
was 800 for last year or 870, something like that. Well, you know all the numbers, Ryan.
Yeah. So for last year, it was $9.40 for the entire completist package before the coupon that they gave out.
Okay.
And if you had been a subscriber for the year before, they gave you a $70 coupon.
Gotcha. And then for this year, resubscribers got $75 off.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, before we have our predictions as to how much it'll be, and if you guys will re-up, have you been happy with this year? This is my first year as a subscriber, so I'll go last. Ryan, I know you've been at it a long time as a sub for them. What are your feelings on this year, I guess, in general?
That's the important thing. I think a lot of people look at this year in the context of just this year, and they get let down by something. I think in the grand scheme of Vinegar Syndrome, who has been doing this, this is about to be their 9th year. This is a less than average year, but it's still not a bad year overall. I mean, we still have incredible releases that came out this year, and there are certain releases this year I would give like the worth of 5 or 6 releases because they're that good. The Scanner Cop release, the Ticks release, Tough Guys Don't Dance. I'm a big 4K person, so I love all of those. A lot of them, they really stretch that enjoyment for me. So in regards to comparing to other labels, it might have seemed like a lesser year, but I think one of the reasons is these labels are killing it. And because of that, they're doing better work and getting better titles and reaching out and making an effort to really explode. And not just saying this because Andrew's in the chat now, but if you watch my video, I've already stated since about the Lindsay Baker box, Severin has jumped from about a C grade label to literally A- to an A grade label. They are absolutely killing it. And if you compare Vinegar Syndrome to Severin, Vinegar Syndrome is going to seem a little lesser for a couple of the months this year, but overall, it's still a really good value for your money and the amount of things that you're actually getting for it.
Excellent. Dan?
Okay. Well, kind of like you touched on with Severin being what they are now as well, along with the fact that we have more boutique labels than ever before right now. Cauldron Films stepping up. I'm not going to name them all, but there's just a lot more popping up every day. I see on Dawn of the Disc being released by there's some movie coming out I covered on my live stream last night from another new boutique label. They're coming out like every week, and there's going to be less stuff to pick from because these other labels are getting the rights to them. And I've said before too, when you're a subscriber or you offer a subscription service, you have to release a certain amount of stuff. So there might be some duds in there because that's what you could get a hold of and meet that fulfillment. I don't know if that's the way it works or not, but to me, it seems like a legitimate reason to where everything's not going to be great. But overall, I've been pretty happy with the subscription. I like not having to worry about having the money that month, and it's already paid for in advance. And it shows up. You kind of forget sometimes, and you get surprised. Hey, there's my box, And sometimes you get real gems like The Laughing Dead, right? And like you guys say, man, we all know these movies are made because people were passionate about it. They wanted this movie out there. Or in the case of like New York Ninja and some other movies, they were forgotten about, set aside years ago, went back and finished them. I know that was the case with, there's another movie, slipping my Dangerous Men was another one they did that with. For these companies to do that kind of stuff, and we got to support these companies, guys, regardless if the movie's Citizen Kane or if it's,
Devil's Story.
I don't know, The Last Airbender 2. It's got, yeah, Devil's Story's another story. We got to support these companies and keep them in business, guys. I mean, without them, we wouldn't be here. So, on YouTube, not in real life.
Right. You would not exist if it wasn't for this. God damn you.
That's right.
It's interesting. I honestly never considered the subscription until I started the channel. And then I thought, well, if you work it out monetarily, and my wife is a math teacher, so she helps me with the math, which is really nice because I don't want to do that at work. And I said, well, they promised last year. What was it? 36 titles they promised
I believe
for,
so.
and then this year it's the same, right? For 2022. So 36 titles. You break the price down, whatever it's going to be. And at the time, I said, you know what? It makes sense, because if I'm going to be a critic on YouTube and I'm going to be talking about these movies, and obviously I grew up in the video store era. I love these movies and I love talking about these specific types of films. It makes sense to get all the new releases, be up to date, and get them at a lower price, and be able to provide my thoughts for whoever cares to listen. To sort of get my take on it. It just makes sense to me to get the subscription. So I've gone through this year. If you've been watching reviews of mine, I've been up and down. I've been up and down with a lot of these releases. There's been a lot that I've absolutely hated and have boggled my mind as to why anybody would go through the effort of restoring these things. And then there's some that really blew me away. To be fair, the one that blew me away the most was from a partner label, but that was Adoration. Oh, masterpiece. But I just did the math on my subscription based off of what I decided to just not keep and sell off, and what I ended up keeping and all this stuff. Basically, the yearly subscription cost me $167. So I will be re-upping again for 2022, because regardless of whether I like the movie or not, I know there's collectors out there who will take a deal and buy it off of me at a reduced rate, from like, hey, I just didn't like it. It's just going to sit on my shelf and rot away, but maybe you'll enjoy it and you'll get it at a discount. And I get content for the channel, and I get to be up to date on these movies and be in the conversation, because that's fun. Being in the conversation, being able to provide my thoughts. Luckily, I have a lot of people that care what I say, opinionated or not, hot takes or not. I'm going to give you my thoughts, and you'll know that I'm never going to, pull a variety or whatever and say, oh my God, Last Jedi is a masterpiece. Go see it. the perfect film for the. I'll be 100% honest, and I'll explain why. And I don't know, it just works out for me money wise. So I'm definitely going to be resubbing. What about you guys? Will you be resubbing? Ryan?
Yes, in a heartbeat. I, again, not to just keep hawking my own channel or anything like that, but I put up a pretty detailed, like 25, 27-minute video today on my channel. One of the main topics is a sub worth it? And I went through the actual breakdown of cost for 2019, 2020, and 2021 to share what the cost of the sub was and the breakdown per title. And one of the years, like, each release was under $19, and I believe for this year they're averaging just over $20. But that includes like Scanner Cop 1 and 2 on 4K. Basically, if you average it out, this cost $20. That is an incredible value compared to everything that we are getting from some of these other companies. That counts for box sets. That counts for every single thing. And if you're going to do it, again, you can do something like John says about cherry picking there. You can be a subscriber and still only keep a third of the titles and make your money back, essentially.
Yeah, and you're supporting a company that does, is 100% keeping these movies alive. No, you know what I mean? Regardless of the quality of the movies, whatever, they're doing the Lord's work. They're celebrating cinema. They're keeping it alive. They're rescuing it from the Vinegar syndrome. So to me, you're helping them out, and you're getting some fun content and some collector goodies. Dan, will you be resubbing again this year?
Absolutely. Definitely. I mean, like you said, content for the channel, obviously. I know me and you and Man vs. Film, we were all kind of doing them there for a while. I kind of dropped off because of life, but and honestly, if I was to cherry pick what I wanted, as people are saying in the comments, as you and I have both learned badly, you can't go by the covers, and I would go by the covers.
Yeah,
hey, hot chick, half naked. This guy looks cool, like a cool killer, and it's going to be probably the worst movie of the month. But I love being a subscriber, man, and I just love Vinegar Syndrome. So
I love it.
Definitely.
I love it. Mike, the answer to your question is no. No one likes it. Oh no. Oh, Ryan, did you like the Camille Keaton box set?
I honestly have not gotten to it yet. I'm about
Okay.
a month and a half behind on stuff.
You won't like it. Don't worry. I have a strong feeling. It's just one of those things, man. It's just it's just one of those things. I'm actually in the process of selling that one off, which means my subscription is going to cost even less, which is great. Okay, moving on. Let's get to the info thing. I don't think we need to go into details here, except for the fact that their Black Friday, just like Severin's, will start midnight. Well, I should say 12:01 a.m. EST. So keep that in mind. I know I'll be live. Ryan, you'll be live with Aaron, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you have plenty of coverage on that event. And actually something we didn't talk about. What do you think the price is going to be for the sub this year, guys? Are they going to go 900?
I'm actually guessing it's going to drop. I am been speculating that it's going to be about 780, and the reason being because it's only going to be horror and exploitation. There is no completist sub, no Peakorama titles in there. So I'm betting about 780. They might go an even 800. I still think it'll be less than that. I
hope so. That would be amazing. I think you're right because there's only going to be one this year, so that might be the case. Dan, do you have would you care to wager? You think they're going to go high or low?
I'm going to say they're going to go higher, just because of the cost in general. Right, everything is higher now. I mean, I'm going to say closer to 9.
Well, and that brings up the other point that we didn't even talk about, the other perks of being a sub. One of the main things is you never have to pay for shipping, and that's one of the highest costs associated with this, and shipping is going up everywhere. So, it wouldn't surprise me if, $50 of it was just for shipping alone that they were trying to eat.
If they do go to 9, then we're closer to 8 with that coupon, so.
Right.
Yeah.
And then also, we never talked about the partner labels either. The partner labels is where the real gold has been over the last few months.
Absolutely. That 50% off for partner labels. Honestly, the main reason I'm getting it is because of AGFA's Doris Wishman box set. I worked with Doris on her last movie. So I have a personal connection to Doris, and I'm definitely getting that box set. And if I can get it 50% off, even better. I'm working on getting it for free if I become a contributor, but I can't say too much on that. But we'll see. Andrew has a recommendation: Shallow Grave. Absolutely great movie. Probably my favorite thing of this year. Fantastic film. Great ending. It won't be on sale though, guys. If you want to grab it, but it will not be part of the sale. But very good. By the way, Andrew, if you're still here, I still have your Gestapo's movie. I brought it to the event, but I didn't see you. So I'll reach out. We'll grab coffee or something. I've got that for you. Okay. So,
apparently I have a long lost family member in the comments.
Oh yeah? Don't track it down. Who's calling you out here?
MG.
Hold on, let's see here. MG says, I'm not familiar with you in the channel, but I have to say, you look just like my brother, and his name is Dan. Dun, dun, dun!
Small world.
Small world indeed. Links, by the way, for these guys in the description now. If you don't follow them, please do so. Go drop them a subscription and thumb them in their most recent video. That's right, I said it that way. Okay,
sounds like a good time. All right,
it's gonna be a great time. Okay, Ryan, why don't you tell us what will be on sale 50% off?
Every Vinegar Syndrome, VSA, Peakorama, and partner label title with the release date prior to August of 2021 will be discounted 50% off of the always slashed out price on the website. Titles with release dates beginning in August will not be discounted at all. Special note, VSU releases titles in our staff pick section, and certain older partner label titles currently under distribution by another company will not be discounted a full 50%.
So why? So poor Beastmaster's not getting discounted 50%. Why is that? It doesn't even have the box set anymore. It's just basically just the slipcase, right?
Right, but it was priced at $25, which for a 4K release is still pretty damn low.
Yeah. All right. If you placed an order during the flash pre-order or pre-ordered Flesh of Frankenstein and/or Censor, what do I need to know? Congrats on easily your best purchase of the year. They always say that. I love it. With everything, you might already think you have everything you need, but you couldn't be more wrong. Add additional orders to your package for free using the add to my existing sale order option. So do keep that in mind. You have unlocked that sort of free shipping option. Dan, you want to read this one for us?
Thank you for taking the plunge with us so far in 2021. Here's what is already included in your 2021 subscribership. Flesh for Frankenstein, Trauma, Creature, plus 2 Secret Vinegar Syndrome releases, the new Vinegar Syndrome Pictures release of New York Ninja, and Censor, and 2 new Vinegar Syndrome Archive releases are not included. But you will have access to special subscriber-only coupon codes. Once the sale starts, the coupon codes will be visible on the product pages and will make the release 50% off at checkout. If you are still confused, like most of us, check the individual products page once the sale goes live to see what's included in your subscription. I know a lot of people that double ordered stuff because they didn't realize it was in there. So yeah, definitely pay attention.
Yes, that does happen. How do you become a subscriber? It's basically just a click of a button. It's almost, I mean, it's going to be on the website, kind of like a movie. If you would click on ticks, you just add it, and there you go. There's not going to be a drop down for the specific thing because there's only going to be one this year. And I'm hoping Ryan is right and it'll be less, but everything's rising, man. So
that's true.
We'll see.
Before we go any further, I do want to say one thing about the subscription while I'm thinking about it. If you guys change your address during the subscription, good luck. Because I emailed, I called, talked to in person, and my subscription still went to my previous address for months. Luckily, it was a family member and I was able to get it, but I don't know what their issue is with changing your address. But I did want to throw that out there for anyone who's planning on moving anytime soon. That, it's hit and miss, I guess, because I never got it corrected.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that sucks. Okay. Also, December is partners only month, and I think this is also hopefully, well, maybe not because it's the same amount of titles, but this is the first year that we had 2 partner only months, so that's something to factor into your subscription. But then you get the 50% off, so that's nice. December, no new titles, but we will get announcements December 1st, I hope. December 3rd. There you go. Thank you for answering that, Vinegar Syndrome. I'm a subscriber. Well, we already know that. Shipping policies. We'll talk about this real quick. They no longer use USPS. If you're a subscriber, place a flash pre-order, qualify for free shipping. $6 economy, $12 priority, Canada, $8, international, $17. All free shipping thresholds disabled. The term priority refers to a 23-day shipping service provided by USPS. It does not mean your package will ship out any sooner. And also another plus of being a subscriber is you get your ship first. And that's kind of nice.
Yep.
I like that. I like that very much. How long will it take? Ryan, will you read this for us?
Sure, we have made significant improvements to our order fulfillment pipeline this year. We have switched the majority of our shipping over to FedEx and have completely moved away from using USPS Media Mail. We've also opened up a second fulfillment center in Colorado, hallelujah for me, which will speed up deliveries to our West Coast customers. We will have a full-time shipping crew of approximately 20 people. We will do everything possible to ship out orders ASAP, but please give us extra time due to the volume of orders.
Yes. And they ship fairly fast though, so I think most people will be not waiting too long. Let's see. Do you have limited quantities? Yes, and we can talk about this. Limited edition releases are limited to 2 per customer. Certain limited are limited only to 1. What do we expect to sell out this round? I don't remember what the stock counts are, but I know we've got a couple of VSAs still hanging in there. Ryan, what do you expect to be like the first thing that everyone's going to rush to?
Let's see. I actually have the list here.
I'm so unprepared.
Zombie Island Massacre is down to 144.
Okay.
Who Done It is at 286. Best Friends is 349. Zombie 5 Killing Birds is 424. Indecent Exposure 444. And those are the big ones under 500. We do have some other partner labels under 500. The one that I'm going to throw out there for everybody right now is Deadlock from Subculture is at 356.
Great.
It is a 4K spaghetti western that is more modern than most spaghetti westerns, and it's great, but it's also a limited title. It is not going to come back after the slipcover sells out. So if you want it, you need to get it first things first. Yes, obviously Forgotten Jolly Volume 3 will be selling out quickly.
And I think I was going to call it Getavin, but it's also known as Champagne and Bullets. I think that's probably going to be a hot seller. Alley Cat.
Agreed.
And then whatever the hell else the VSAs are. Any predictions on the VSAs? We've heard they said 2, and then they told us, oh, by the way, one of them is a triple feature. So, and then obviously the big guess, the big rumor out there is that it's a category 3, and then potentially Ebola syndrome, which I can't imagine that's it. I have a feeling it's not that, but I don't know. In terms of the triple feature, I'm feeling Cynthia Rothrock. Well, I should say I would like to feel Cynthia Rothrock, but I think I think the choice is a Cynthia Rothrock triple feature, but I'm not sure 100% on that. Do you guys have any thoughts, Ryan?
Didn't we know that another feature was coming from her because she mentioned doing interviews, I believe? So if that's the case, I would almost be surprised if it wasn't this VSA. Right. Based on the timeline of everything, that makes perfect sense to me.
I hope so. I mean, those aren't necessarily amazing movies. I think her Hong Kong stuff is better than her American stuff, and I think it's an American triple feature. But
right.
We'll see what happens. Do you think we're getting a category 3?
I think we might, but I don't think it's going to be Ebola syndrome. I think that I actually threw out Ebola syndrome before they started on the hints as a joke, and it took off a little bit. I don't think that it's going to be that one. I do think that, especially, I don't know how familiar you are with it, but the recent law changes in China, barring some of the exporting of Hong Kong titles, I think that we are going to see a large influx of Hong Kong titles over the next 18 months or so, and then it's probably going to go off a steep cliff.
Yeah.
So I would hope that we would get more and more.
Yeah. Aaron, they said one of the VSAs is a triple feature, so that's the one I'm referencing. That's a good point on that. John says Def Cat 3. Dan, what do you think? Do you think we're going to get category 3 finally? Do you think we're getting Rothrock?
I still think it's Ebola. I really do. Yeah. I've been hearing that for a really long time, and I'm sticking with it.
Okay.
I don't know about the triple feature, though.
It could be Vice Academy 456.
Could be. You're right. It very well could be, actually. Yeah.
But I'm excited. Guys in the chat, chime in what you think or what you'd like it to be. I'm curious. But Rothrock, potentially category 3, potentially anything. I mean, they said it was a whole other country at some point, and it's a whole new kind of They didn't say genre. What was the wording they used, Ryan? Do you remember? They said there was like a whole new cinematic culture or something like that.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was based on the where it was filmed, and essentially it was like a second Hollywood type.
Mm-hmm. Bollywood. Bollywood is the second Hollywood. Everyone knows that.
Actually, isn't Nollywood supposedly even bigger?
What is Nollywood?
Nigeria.
Is that what they? I did not know that that's what they refer to themselves
That's
as.
the AGFA release of.
Oh, the Wakaliwood.
Yeah, this is from what is literally the second largest home to filmmaking in the entire world.
Oh wow. There you go. Maybe we'll see. Fingers crossed. But they are VSAs. And now let's talk real quick about VSAs, because VSAs. By the way, my favorite number is in the chat. We're at 69 viewers. Thank you guys for watching. By the way, I love you. Happy Thanksgiving. Give me a thumbs up while you're enjoying the show. Let's talk about VSAs. Sudden switch halfway through the year. They said, by the way, VSA is no longer limited. You can get it whenever. How do you feel about that as collectors specifically? We'll go with Dan first.
I think that's a asshole move, personally, because I am a collector. I know a lot of other people that are too, and are proud of what numbers they have on their VSAs as well. You know, the lower number, the better, for whatever reason. I don't really know why, but yeah, I mean, just to advertise it as that limited edition and everything, and then just not be, that's just not right. It's unmoral. I don't know. But then again, more people got a chance to pick it up. But I mean, just be honest up front if you're planning something. You know, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't catch it more shit than they did when they made that announcement. People seem to be kind of okay with it. It doesn't affect me either way, but I know, like you, collectors kind of love the fact that I don't necessarily want, Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death, but this is a limited thing that's worth a certain amount of money.
But they were coming without the slip boxes, though, right?
Yes, I think slip boxes sell out, and posters, and then it's just the Amrays. But I think I don't think it's retroactive. It's not retroactive, right, Ryan? It's just starting.
It's not. And my big question there is they were upfront about everything. They just didn't make a big post about it, which I don't see why they needed to. Everyone that was limited has been limited and was stated as limited. And the ones after that were not going to be limited, it did state on the product page that it might not be limited. And then after that, there was another one that says this will not be limited. They've been completely open about all of them. And honestly, I don't see why we have anything limited. I wish we'd go the way of Criterion and release slips that are numbering in the 30,000s. If 30,000 people are going to buy it, why not?
Yeah, there you go. All right, so Vinegar Syndrome. Let's see, what else did they give us in terms of information? Okay, so I think that's it. And then this is what? Oh, this is just some stuff. Okay. So I think we've sort of hit on all of the sort of the bullet points. What I would like to talk about is let's talk about the, let's do our recommendations now while I prep the thing in the back. Ryan, why don't you give us your top musts for VS?
My top must, I tried to go wide spectrum. Again, I went through my video today. I have a list of, if you're a first-time buyer from Vinegar Syndrome, some of the best ones. And then on Wednesday, I'm going to be posting another video doing some of the best cuts from their catalog and the best partner label releases, in my opinion. I'm going to say one of my two favorite Vinegar Syndromes of all time, so I had to list this first, is Buddies. This movie is goddamn incredible. It is depressing as hell, and somebody in the chat above mentioned they'd like to hear some double feature titles with some of these instead of focusing on the plot. So I'm going to say, with Buddies, I think you should watch Big Fish. I think that back-to-back, it would make a really nice palate cleanser and would help your night go along well. Buddies is made by somebody that at the time was facing the AIDS epidemic and had AIDS and died just a couple years after they directed this film. and this is about the Buddies program where they spend a lot of time in the hospital and helping people through that in the 80s. And yeah, this is just literally one of the best made movies in the entire Vinegar Syndrome catalog. It's incredible. Malibu High. Malibu High, I'm stoked that they got a different slip on this one rather than the regular art, because it is one of the worst and most like false advertising types of art I've ever seen on a title. Malibu High gets dark and sadistic, and it's like the Vinegar Syndrome version of The Boys Next Door in some certain ways, and it's great. This movie is just stupendously acted. If you haven't seen it, grab it. Next one, Corruption. This one, just like I mentioned on Severin for The Beast and Heat, do not buy this for this main title, although it's not terrible. The main thing is there's an entire hidden film on here, and it's one that you will absolutely enjoy. Get Corruption. Spookies. Spookies is a classic for a reason, and this is great. However, the biggest thing is this has 2 full-length documentaries that are more interesting than the film itself, and they are really well done documentaries. And it's this purchase alone has like 5 or 6 hours worth of entertainment for you. And then probably my favorite release possibly from Vinegar Syndrome, The Candy Snatchers, is such a wonderful movie. This movie, it crosses lines. It has a really great ending. It is something that was lost for years and was not available in such a pristine condition. This is the way to watch it, and this is one you will not regret watching, and it sticks with you for a while after. Highly recommend The Candy Snatchers.
Question about Candy Snatchers. I've been on the fence about this. You and I are dads, and I have difficulty when it comes to things involving children.
Yeah.
Is this a difficult movie in that regard? You know what I mean? Children in danger and.
Right. No, I would say no. There are actually 2 different children in danger portions of the movie, and the main one, Candy, is the name of a character in the film, and she gets kidnapped. And that father just does not give a flying rat's ass about Candy getting kidnapped. The other portion, it comes near the end of the film, and it is sad and it's a gut punch, but it's not the sort of it's not the vibe that you're implying there.
Gotcha. Okay. Good to know. Then I think I'm gonna. I think this has been the year I'll grab it. Video store? No, Buddy's never got a slip, right?
Not yet.
So who knows? I think from what I understand, they slip the legacy ones that aren't selling as well. Is that sort of the idea, or just?
Yes.
Okay.
Although they tend to do 2 or 3 that aren't selling well, and then one that will grab people's attention. So like this one, we're getting Graduation Day. Pretty much everybody has Graduation Day. I'm willing to bet that they will sell a lot more slips by themselves without the movie than usual on that one.
Right. Graduation Day was my first Vinegar Syndrome title.
There you go.
So absolutely. Dan, do you have a couple of titles you want to shout out?
Again, I didn't prepare like he did, but I mean, there's a lot of Vinegar Syndrome titles I enjoy. Of course, you got like comedies like Jack Frost. I mean, is definitely a must-have, especially around this time.
Get it?
Huh?
No, I'm sorry. I was addressing Andrew, who does not have Graduation Day. Sorry.
As I mentioned before, Hobgoblins. I love Hobgoblins. I love the features on it. You could tell they were genuinely passionate about the film and what they were doing. And there's just so many. I got them behind me somewhere. I don't know. There's a lot of good Vinegar Syndrome films. I'm just drawing a blank right now.
Yeah, no worries. If you want, you can go over to grab your stack, and I'll go through mine real quick. You want to grab a couple from the back there? Okay. So I decided to sort of do a mix. I'm only doing 5. I have a ton of recommendation videos on the channel, guys. You can find them in different videos as it does Ryan and Dan. Scanner Cop. This is going to be half off, 100%. And Scanner Cop 2 must get. These are great. They come in this lovely little slip box, and then you got the separate little slippies here. Amazing, really fun films. And you know me. I'm a sucker for a good story and a good plot and a well put together movie. And both of them are very well put together films. Well worth your time. 4K, fantastic. 100% you must have this. Next, it's a movie that nobody really talks about, but it really blew me away. Dominique. This is a really interesting film. It's very sort of outside the box. When it comes to Vinegar Syndrome type movies, it feels almost like it could be a Criterion release. Similar to Diabolique, that kind of a thriller. Fantastic movie. This is a beautiful slip. I actually got this on eBay because it sold out a long time ago. But the movie, killer. As my grandma says, it's tits. Then you have this, which I'm shocked has not sold out yet. Deadly Games. Holy shit. Amazing. This is a great movie. Came out last Black Friday that this was released?
It was actually before Black Friday. I believe it came out in October.
Correct. Because I remember we watched it for Christmas. I watched this with my son, and he became a big fan of Thomas, our little Kevin in this movie, and he dressed up like Thomas, and he made me play the evil Santa, chasing him around the house, and that was a lot of fun. This has become a perennial favorite for us. Great movie. It's a lot of fun. It is in French. You'll have to read, but it's worth it. It's one of the most unique films ever, and it came before Home Alone, so I'm going to mention that.
And it's also in 4K.
And yes, exactly. Another one I really love, Wonder Women. This is where they get their the little logo jingle from this movie. Wonder Women is just a goofy little James Bond style ripoff from Indonesia, I think. But really fun. It's got some nudity in it. It's got a great little car chase in it that looks incredibly dangerous, but fun to watch. And it's one that you're gonna have a hell of a lot of fun with. If you like stuff like Raw Force, I think this is better than Raw Force in my opinion. But I know I'm sort of on the in the minority there. I know some people live by Raw Force and the Burbank Karate Club, but Wonder Women is real good, real good. Lastly, and not because I know the director, but because it's a great film, this is There's Nothing Out There. This is a very meta horror film, essentially Scream before there was a Scream. I don't know if you talk to Rolf, he says, they stole my idea. They stole my idea. They saw the movie, and that's I love them. But it is essentially that. There's a character sort of like a Randy, and there's a little alien creature on the loose who's eating people. Nudity, blood, guts, great jokes. Jokes that are earned, which is a plus. If you earn a joke, and you're if you're trying to be a horror comedy and you earn your joke, kudos to you, because that's very hard to do. There's Nothing Out There is a masterpiece. You're going to have a lot of fun with this movie. It's a little gem that not a lot of people talk about, but must be in your Vinegar Syndrome collection. Daniel, what do you have for us?
Wow, Daniel, I must be in trouble. I do want to say I agree with you on Deadly Games. That is an amazing movie. I absolutely love it. I watched it again with my son, and he liked it. And it's kind of weird that they didn't do a dub on that, give you the option to watch it in English. But, even my kid read the subtitles and still enjoyed it. So, and again, with Spookies that you mentioned, the special features are definitely worth a purchase alone on that. It's amazing how it's still around today. I mean, the movie's not like they don't mix together well at all. It's obviously two different films. But anyways, I don't think this is part of the sale, but I do have to recommend Auntie Lee's Meat Pies. This movie is a lot of fun. A lot of famous people in here. A lot of well-known actors, and I just really enjoyed the hell out of this movie. And the back of the slip is amazing. So, and like I mentioned, Jack Frost.
Oh, nice! Oh, you got the slip on that. Nice.
Must watch around this time of year. As we're getting into the winter months and everything. So definitely. Just don't put this one on thinking it's the Michael Keaton one for the family, or they might be disappointed. What were you going to say, Chaos? Sorry.
Oh, no worries. I was going to say I was not a fan of Auntie Lee's Meat Pies, and it was second proof for me because it has a butt on the back, just like Surf 2. But it's a conversation for another time. Keep going.
All right. Pledge Night. Really enjoy this one. And the fact that they went and studied actual fraternities and everything to see how they go about, putting the pledges through all the shit that they go through and incorporated that into the film and everything. It's pretty cool. And we just really enjoyed this one overall, and it has a nice slip on it as well. Definitely recommend that one. An Australian film, I do believe, right?
Body Melt.
Body Melt. Just a crazy ass movie. This movie is just wild. I don't even know how to explain this one, but if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. I'm sure it's streaming somewhere. Absolutely fantastic, bizarre, over the top. And one that I really enjoyed. Again, I don't know if this is part of the sell, but a very confined space. Really relies on the acting, and both actors did a fantastic job. And that is The Caller. Really, really loved this one. Malcolm McDowell in here. It's just a great film that not a lot happens, but you stay intrigued the whole time, just because the performances are so good.
That's awesome. Actually, The Color, I've had it forever, and I'm actually planning to watch it tonight. So I'm excited. That's great. And let me show you this real quick. I had to bring this up. This was revealed. It looks like they have all the titles in hand already, so they can start shipping just like Severin can. So that's wonderful. Here's the packaging on. Can I do this with 3 people? I've never done that. Oh, look at that. No, that blocks that. I'll do it like that.
You can do a lot with 3 people.
Yes, true.
I don't know.
Very true. You are a pervert. But that's okay. We like that here. So Flesh for Frankenstein is broken up like I showed for the scanner box. There's Trauma, and there's Creature. Out of the 3 here, these are all that we know that we're 100% getting. What are you guys most excited for, Ryan?
I am probably most excited for Flesh for Frankenstein, primarily because I have yet to see Flesh for Frankenstein somehow. And Blood for Dracula was a freaking blast this year in 4K, and I can't wait to see this, considering it's basically just the sister movie of that. I am also rather excited for Trauma. I do like Argento, and I'm a big fan of his style, although this is one that's a little later than I would prefer from Argento, but it's still a big deal to have that specific title from Vinegar Syndrome. And looking forward to it for sure.
Dan, what do you think?
Well, the only one I have seen is Creature, so I guess I'm excited for Flesh for Frankenstein because of all the hype that I'm hearing about it. And the packaging's amazing, so yeah, I'll go with that one.
Okay, so you have 2 options here, 3D and 4K. I most likely am only going to pick one. Yeah, I might, pop in the other one just to see what it looks like. So I have not honestly decided what I'm going to watch as my first way through. Do you guys know where you'll start? Are you going to go 4K or 3D? Ryan, do you have any thoughts on that?
I am all 4K for sure.
Okay.
And that's primarily because of how Blood for Dracula looked.
Right. Dan?
I'm assuming that's 3D with the glasses, correct?
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be both. You're going to be able to use the active glasses and the Anglyph 3D.
Well, I don't have 3D TV, so it doesn't really matter.
And this package, I believe there's actually 4 different ways to watch the movie. 4K, the 2 different 3D versions, and flat 2D Blu-ray.
Wow. Yeah.
I'll stick with 4K. That's fine.
I'm almost leaning towards 3D because it's such a novel thing. And the last 3D movie I saw was Silent Madness. So I think I might do 3D.
And keep in mind for everybody, we are probably getting another Viewmaster reel since we're getting another 3D title.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a good call on that. I'm guessing you got the Viewmasters?
Yes, sir. I got a video on that on my channel.
I love it.
See, Aaron's saying 3D first, but if anything, I'll do 3D second. I want to watch it in its clarity and everything first, and then maybe do a second watch in 3D.
I've seen both the films back in the day. film school days when I rented the Criterion DVDs. I have very little memory of them, but I think I remember Flesh being better, at least more. You know, Dracula is very mopey, and I feel like I think Frankenstein is a little more of a harder edged, fun movie. So I think that's so I think I'm probably going to enjoy that one a little better. The one I'm most excited for is probably Creature, because it's been such a long time since I've seen that one, and I do enjoy that one. So I'm looking forward to revisiting. Trauma has Asia Argento nudity, where she was a bit underage. Well, not to mention the fact that her dad directed her nude scenes. Okay, honey, now's the time when you take a shower. I don't know. That's weird to me. Aaron says Flesh has always been the most popular of the two. I believe that. I believe that. I'm looking up some information here on my screen, but while I do that, let's talk about Dark Force. Dark Force has announced that they're going to be having a sale. Dark Force is sort of a mystery company that hides in the shadows and doesn't completely tell us everything. I'm going to turn it over to Disconnected. Why don't you give us a debrief on Dark Force and how they usually operate, if possible.
Yeah. Dark Force is an odd sister label to Code Red, basically, and they are only online maybe 40% of the year, if that. It's probably actually a little bit less. And when they put titles up, they are, first of all, they seem to be branching into randomly selling out of print Vinegar Syndrome stuff on their website, which has been an odd move. But yeah, they pretty much get random ass movies that have no theme to their overall label that they're trying to stick to, and then they release them in poor fashion. I'm not a Dark Force fan. I do not have a lot of love and respect for them. The fact that the demon from Dark Force has been online and multiple times challenged other people online to a boxing match is just enough to talk about that company and kind of sell it all to you in one quick sentence.
Yes. It's sort of hard to put your finger on why their website is down half the year, all these weird tactics, pulling movies, and then all of a sudden, we found some more. It's very strange, but they do have a couple of things that are cool. They released Blue Monkey. This is Facebook. They released Blue Monkey, which is a movie I really loved forever. So I was able to get the special edition of that, known as Insect. Magdalena, most recently, I love that movie. I think that's a really cool film. And they've just announced, I don't know if it's all the way down here, they've announced Fangs. I don't know if this has been around, in the ether for a while, but this has been, I guess, teased as their big Black Friday title, right? From what I know, anyway.
Yeah, this is the big one.
This is the big one, and I'm guessing that's what the slip will look like. I don't know much about it, but I'm a sucker for animal movies. Snakes scare the shit out of me. So yeah, I'm probably gonna grab it. Dan, are you a Dark Force guy? Do you have any other titles?
I do. I have Magdalena with the slip that just fell apart. I believe yours did too, right?
Yeah.
And I have Blue Monkey and a few others, but they're shady. They're like the back alley boutique label. It's kind of I don't know. I don't trust them for some reason. I just feel dirty ordering from them. I don't know. It's just weird, but they do have quality product when you're able to get it.
Well, yeah. It's weird. It's weird that there's somehow still in business. But Fangs, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna get it. Are you guys getting Fangs?
It's chicks and snakes. Why not?
Maybe eventually. I don't think I'm going to focus on it on Friday.
Gotcha. Only if it glows in the dark and it falls apart. I'm on it.
Well, supposedly, I believe it is going to be one of their 3D slipcovers.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Fangs, man. And then they also they hinted that out of print titles are coming in. So I'm not familiar with their stuff. Is this one that went out of print for them? I don't even know if they had this one.
It's a Code Red title. It's just Bill found something and gave it to the demon, and he's going to put 4 copies of it up to get people to come to their site.
Gotcha.
Show the motto. Might as well.
Oh, geez. And then Holy Wednesday, that's Fangs, right? That's just another version of Fangs? I might be mistaken.
I believe those are 2 different movies.
Oh, are they? Okay. Well, there you go. This will be available as well. Holy Wednesday.
Wow,
I'm not familiar with it.
Me neither.
Okay, so I wanted to touch on that because they have mentioned that they're going to be having some things that are, hard to find, and people might be interested in, but I don't necessarily know if it's going to be a thing that's going to draw a lot of attention. But we'll see. I don't expect, beyond the fact that the Severin site will crash, I don't expect a lot of trauma for the online shopper this year. But that's part of the fun, right?
Where are you going first?
Oh, that's a good question. Because I really want my Dick Demon, I think I'm probably going to go Severin first. I'm going to go Severin, and I'm going to grab Dick Demon and Night of the Demon and Bloody Pit, and then I'll switch over to Vinegar Syndrome. I think that's what I'm going to do. Where would you go, Dan?
I'm probably going to go Vinegar Syndrome first, only because I don't see anything selling out that quickly on Severin. I really don't.
Yeah.
Vinegar Syndrome, the only stuff they really ever sell out of is their limited edition posters or something that they've had in the past on Black Friday, which I don't have room for, but might grab anyways. So I might jump on there first just for that. I don't know. It's a tough call, though.
It is a tough call. The only thing I worry is, the site goes down, for Severin, and then it takes me 2 hours to order a Bigfoot holding a dick. I just kind of want to get that out of. I want to get it out of the way so I can have it. I can do the unboxing with the wife, not tell her what it is, and then ask her, what is he holding? Can you make it out?
Yeah. And I don't know if I can get the Dick Demon because the room that I'm in is kind of an open room where everybody walks through every now and then. So, yeah, I don't know about that. So.
Phil says he's going Severin first. Stendhal, I will be getting the Dick Demon, and you'll get an eyeful when it comes to my house. Ryan, where are you and Aaron going first? I'm guessing Vinegar.
We will likely be focusing 100% on Vinegar Syndrome. However, behind the scenes, I may be refreshing Severin because at the last sale, they actually went up 15 minutes early, and the site worked perfectly for those first 12 or 15 minutes. And then once everybody went, oh, it's up, and flocked to the site, then the site crashed.
Absolutely correct. Yes, I remember that too. I wasn't going to say anything, but I guess yes. Keep checking the site early because you never know. Aaron, I will not be getting the mask at $150. It's a bit too pricey. Also, I don't really have room for it. Actually, I could find room for it, but nah, I will not. I will not be getting it. Phil says the sale starts at 9 p.m. Thursday here in Vegas. That's right, and same here in LA. And I'll be live. Probably going 4 hours. I love going deep into the night on it. Oh, it's fun. I love it. Aaron says we'll do both. Okay, awesome. I'll be there in spirit, guys. I'll be there in spirit. You have some Dark Force recommendations, don't you, Ryan?
Just a handful. Dark Force does things so weird. I don't know if these are even on sale. So if you're wanting, Freeway 2 is fun. It's not a great movie, but it's decent, and it's got recognizable faces. One of their better titles, Point Doom, is actually pretty decent. This one has really good soundtrack, and it's got Richard Grieco, Jennifer Odell, Andrew Dice Clay, and Ice-T. Interesting cast. Terror Express. If you are into Last House on the Left and those type of films, you're probably going to like this one. This is a decent one. And then I'm just a sucker because Vincent Price is in it. Journey into Fear. If it's on sale, I'd recommend it.
What's that one about? I've always been on the fence on that.
The better way to explain this one is, let's see. This is an international action thriller that centers around an American geologist named Sam Waterston from Law and Order, fleeing from an assassin in the Turkish mountains after accidentally discovering oil. Other notable appearances include Vincent Price, Zero Mostel, Ian McShane, Shelley Winters, and Donald Pleasance. This lost film is now presented for the first time. Blah blah blah. Copy. It's
Wow.
it's odd, and again, they don't have like a theme for Dark Force. They just, hey, we got rights, so let's put it out.
Right. Yeah. That's true. I mean, I think you can always sort of point to a label and say, well, they're the Fellini people. They're the
Exactly.
Italian horror people. They're the bargain basement VHS store people. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. Do you have any recommendations, Dan, for Dark Force at all?
Just the ones we already meant. Magdalena for sure.
Oh yeah,
it's fantastic. But
great movie.
I do have the ones he showed. Most of those I just have not watched them. Trying to think of what I have watched. I can't think, man. Go ahead. I pass, but I will respond while I'm on to Phil. Yes, Phil, I got that today too.
Nice.
And I already made a video. That's why I was kind of late.
Oh, nice. Oh, no worries. That's all good. I'm excited for that. That's also a perennial favorite here. And you mentioned Deadly Games. Watching it with your son and the subtitles and stuff. My son is 6. He can't. I mean, he's just starting to read now, and he's such a movie fan that he sat through Deadly Games twice. And what
you
did
don't
he
have
say?
to read to know what's going on.
Right. The movie is just so well made that you get it. Little kid running away from a killer Santa Claus, and the kid's super fucking badass.
Yeah. And he loves his grandpa.
He loves his great. You're right. Yeah. And his puppy. And it's so good. And speaking of subtitles, my son loves horror movies so much. He's watched the Wreck franchise. and that's all subtitles, but he gets it. Okay, well, people with the camera trying to get away from the zombies, it makes sense.
You didn't want to just show them Quarantine instead? I mean,
I think we'll save the best for last. Yeah, no. Okay, so I think we're at the end of the Boutique Blue prep.
What about I'm going to throw this out here to see if either one of you are fans of this label. I have quite a few of their releases, and that is makeflix. Anybody?
Makeflix.
They have a lot of stuff coming out, so
they do.
Throw that out there.
Horror Man, what's up? Welcome, buddy. So tell us a little bit about Makeflix then.
I mean, I don't know about the company personally. This is basically shot on video stuff is what it is.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing that you've bought from Makeflix?
I want to say the shot on video 6-pack, but that'd be a lie. My favorite movie that they put out is my boy Sid Haig, man, High on the Hog.
There you go.
Got to go with that. But
rest in peace, Sid.
Yeah, it's very hit and miss with them though. More miss than hit, I will say. But
yeah, I would say my favorite thing I've gotten from Makeflix. They put out Biohazard. Was it Biohazard? I think it was.
Yeah.
One of the Fred Olin. Yeah, that was great, and I really liked what did they call it? Shock Cinema. It was the Brink Stevens.
Yep.
Documentaries. That was a lot of fun. I had a good time with that.
They have a lot of box sets now. They have the Camp Blood and a bunch of other box sets.
Those are David Sterling titles. Those technically aren't Makeflix. Makeflix.
Well, I'm just going off the website.
Right. Yeah. They're also technically not movies, but I know David. He's a good guy, but yeah. Destroyer has a question. What do you guys think about a Disney IMAX thing? All physical media lovers are offended for not putting IMAX on physical media. Just want to know what you guys think. Putting IMAX? I don't think we can watch IMAX at home.
They're talking about the IMAX enhanced format.
Oh, gotcha. What do you guys, Jay? Do you guys have any thoughts on this?
It's coming out, and I believe they announced it for a handful of titles, like more than a handful, like 12 or 15, something like that. It's pretty much just a reason to get people on to Disney Plus and away from discs. I'm sorry, that's not going to work for me. No matter what, streaming is always going to be lower quality than disc.
Yeah, absolutely. Tom says Vincent Price is great in Journey into Fear. There you go. Another ringing endorsement. Is anybody in the chat? It looks like Aaron's working on Black Friday. That sucks, man. Aaron says, I am a supervisor on Black Friday day. I'd be killed. I'm not sure if I'm missing something there. Oh, he'll be at work. He says it'll be 1 a.m. for me, and the next day I work. Yikes. Yeah, we'll do your best, man. We need you. We need you in the coverage. Phil says, I remember working for Circuit City for 17 years. Had to be at 4 a.m. every Black Friday. Oh, good. Good times. I do not envy people who have to work on Black Friday.
I took the week off. I'm so glad.
Oh, wow. Oh, there you go. 100% physical media beats streaming. There you go. Of course, you would say that, Aaron. I'd be shocked if you said, I actually like streaming better now. Now streaming with Aaron Pin. Okay, let's wrap it up. Everybody.
Yeah, because my headphones died. I don't have fancy ones like you guys.
Oh, no worries. Hey, Black Friday deal. These are going to be on sale. I think they're like $100. So
I am cheap. I never buy what I need. I'll buy another movie before I buy headphones.
There you go. You'll get fangs, but you won't get the headphones. I love it. I love it. Oh, Kubrick in the house. What's up, man?
I've needed an oil change for like 3 months, but it hasn't happened. But I get movies.
Oh, there you go. Let's do sort of our final wrap up here. When it comes to the big dance. Again, I'm honored to have these guys here. If you don't subscribe to these guys, go to the link in the description. Follow them. Their content is stellar. They're really wonderful guys. Very positive. This is a great community. This is a really positive, happy community. It's regardless of whether we agree on movies or not. And that's just going to happen because movies are subjective. These are wonderful guys, and they put out some good content, positive content, and it makes the world a better place. It makes every little crappy moment in your life a little better if you can tune into an old pal on YouTube and watch them open a box and say, wow, this was terrible. Or, oh my God, you need to see this. And then you connect on some level. I love that. So I just want to get that out of the way. Go ahead and subscribe to these guys. Final thoughts. Ryan, what do you think? Is this going to be a banner year or more the same? Or you think prices are going to go exponentially higher next year and we're all going to be crying?
I think the big story for the next year is going to be physical media delays. No matter what, supply chain delays are hitting everything. And we should probably look at release dates just as an estimate anymore. Those are not going to be things set in stone unless they're companies that are ahead of the game, like Vinegar Syndrome for sure. Right. I think that we are in literally the golden age of physical media, and we've been saying that for a couple of years, and somehow it keeps getting better. So everything is just incredible in this hobby right now.
Absolutely. You're right. I think it probably, I think back to like the Anchor Bay days when Anchor Bay was turning out those great films, and you're like, man, this stuff is great. And, I'll never forget Anchor Bay, because to me, they really kind of, Criterion, but they really kicked off this side of the boutique labels, like the crazy shit. But it's never been better for movie fans. Dan, final thoughts, Black Friday.
Well, like you said, with the supply chain, I'm not going to say where I work, but I do work in warehousing that deals with food. And even with that, there's issues with supply and everything. So, physical media isn't as important as food, unfortunately, as much as we all think it is. But it is picking back up from what I've seen in that area. But everybody's understaffed. Everybody's under more strict conditions work-wise as well. Shipping policies have changed, everything. But I think physical media is actually growing again. I think it kind of started to dwindle off a little bit there, but I really think COVID kind of helped it. A lot of people got more into physical media and physical things in general. I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but like sports cards have come back. Not just the Pokemon, but even football, basketball. Physical things have become more popular again. So that's a good sign for physical media as well. Yeah. So I'm just excited to see what everybody gets on Black Friday. We're all going to get the same shit probably, but everybody's going to do a different kind of video on it. Everybody's going to put their own touch on it, their own thoughts, their own opinions. And that's what this community is all about. That's why I love this community. Me and Chaos, I know we disagree a lot of times on Vinegar Syndrome releases. Every now and then we like the same ones, but for the most part we don't. And that's cool. Everybody should have their own opinion, and everybody's correct in their own opinion.
Absolutely. And that's actually, we bring up a good point, which sort of diverts us a little bit, but let's touch on it. I think subscribing is probably going to be a boon for us because shipping, it's going to go up. And Vinegar Syndrome, they've only made, I think, not really experienced any kind of delays this year, but maybe next year will we have a situation where, sorry guys, we're not going to be able to, ship said titles at a certain time. I mean, that could possibly happen. What do you guys think, Ryan? Do you think Vinegar this coming year is going to be experiencing stuff like that?
I don't think so. And the reason I'm going to say I don't think so is because I think they are already experiencing stuff like that. But because of how Vinegar Syndrome works, it will probably never affect us on this end because they're already working on titles that they're going to be releasing at the end of 2023. They are so far ahead of the game. And the fact that they are ran with OCN distribution and doing everything in-house, they don't have to worry about a lot of that other stuff. So it only really comes to the manufacturing of the disc and the cases. Now, when you have things like the Cardona thing where they were setting up interviews and all of that, that's a different thing. So that got delayed, but they had 4 other titles that they could throw up in the place of the Cardona collection. And so subscribers didn't actually lose out on anything, really. We still got a coupon for it. So even though technically something was delayed, they had other stuff ready to go. So I think that will continue to be the case.
Excellent. I think you're right about that. They certainly have all their ducks in a row, and I hope that continues to be the case. Last second prediction: how much money you'll spend on Black Friday? Not counting the subscription, because that'll tack on, who knows, 900. I will say, and I've got to be good. I've got to be good because I just don't have the time or the space. I'm throwing out hopefully the wife isn't watching this part of it. I'm going to say 500 is going to be is where I'm going to lay outside of the subscription. Dan, do you have a number?
That was exactly what I was thinking, is 500. I mean, like you said, space. I don't know, again, if you can see behind me, I am like full with stuff stacked on top and everything. So yeah, definitely being a little more selective nowadays. Not going to buy just to say, hey, I have this. That's
makes sense. Looks like you guys hear me?
I hear you. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Went a little futzy on me. Sorry, Dan. Say your last few sentences there. Broke up a little bit.
I was just saying I'm going to be a little more picky on what I buy and not just buy stuff just to say I have it.
Right.
I just don't have the room, like you said. I have over 4,000 movies, and they're in this room, they're in the living room, they're in the bedroom. Next is the cupboards. What?
Yeah.
It becomes too much at some point.
It does. It really does. And then, like, not only that, like, when are you going to go back to them?
Exactly.
None of them will. Some of them will never get watched twice or once. Right. Sometimes.
I was actually just doing that last night as I was walking through this shelf. I'm like, I'm never going to watch it. Never going to watch it again. Never going to watch it. Just like, why?
Yeah. Ryan, do you have a number on what you think?
Amazingly, I don't want to just say there's a consensus, but I was going to say less than 500.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know how we all came upon that same number, but that number for me also includes there is a horror clothing site that I frequent pretty often that is going to be doing a couple sales, and that is included in that. So Severin is going to be taking a hit this year for me.
Oh, there you go. Are you talking fright rags or cavity colors?
I have, let's see, the big one that I'm going to is Studio House. Studio House is freaking rad.
I'll look them up.
They have such a unique style. They do a lot of really great like tie dyes. They actually just did Scream recently. I know how much you love Scream.
Oh shit! Really? Interesting.
Yeah, I will be hitting fright rags and cavity colors. So.
Yeah. I as a rule, I've told myself I'm just not buying black T-shirts anymore. I just have too many.
They do a lot of off-color T-shirts, and that's one of the reasons I support them. Actually.
Oh, okay.
This is like their regular shirts that normies buy. A lot of their stuff is like limited drops, and so they'll drop a certain number of each size, and they'll be like bright pink tie dye or something like that.
Wow.
Hey, I have the red tie dye coming from Cavity Colors.
There you go. Tie dye is in more and more.
Excellent. Well, I'm gonna add this to the list of stuff to look at. Holy shit.
But again, I'm running out of room. I have like over 250 shirts, so.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
I just collect everything.
Oh my Lord. That is a lot of shirts. All right, pals. Let's call it a day. Let's call it a night. We have a lot to do the next few days here on the channel. I'll say this: the websites are down. Vinegar Syndrome, it's down. Severin, the website's down. But guess what? Your old pal Mastercast has you covered, because I filmed a site tour last week. So starting tomorrow, we're gonna go visit the Severin website. Scroll with me, do your shopping, get your list ready, and then Wednesday is the Vinegar Syndrome site tour. Then Thursday, the Mastercast Thanksgiving special. Oh my God, that's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. You'll have to tune in. It won't be live because obviously it's Thanksgiving and I gotta make a turkey and things. But that'll be there. And then at midnight, 11:30 p.m. EST for the East Coast, I'll be going live with a very special guest. I won't say who it is. I can't say who it is. You'll have to tune in and find out who it is, and then we will dive balls deep into online shopping, and we'll basically be poaching audiences back and forth, disconnected, and Aaron will be doing their stream, and we'll just be people will just be hopping back and forth into our stream. So I think that'll be fun. Let's sign off with you guys telling us a little bit about your channels and what people can expect from your content. We'll go with Ryan.
I'm one of those people that I'm trying to just share information. I don't do as many reviews as Master Chaos. I try to get the info to you. I also do 2 live shows every single week. Tuesdays at 8:30 Central, I am live with the co-host. We generally go over a couple pickups from the week, and then we have a theme where we go through 5 or 6 top picks from some random theme for that week. Tomorrow, we're live with the comedian Jeremy Long from LA, and we're going over our 5 best comic book adaptations. And every single Thursday, I recap all of the announcements from the week. That is at 8:30 Central in every single Thursday. I go over everything, collection updates, go over sales, anything that you guys need. But my big thing that everybody seems to love is I put out label guides. So if you are real interested in Severin, I have like a 30-minute video that tells the history of Severin, when to buy them, where to buy them, some of their best releases, some of my favorite titles, and go into everything on the label. I've done them. I've done MVD Rewind. I've done Scream Factory. I've got a whole lot more coming up on that front. So give it a subscribe if you're interested.
Excellent. And again, link in the description for him. Daniel, tell us about yourself.
With the Daniel again. Wow.
You gotta be sophisticated when you're here, man.
I'm Dan, and I do stuff with movies. Wait, that did not sound right. I I have no rhyme or reason to my channel. I unbox stuff. I review stuff when I can. Life just gets in the way a lot of times, and I get behind. We good? I don't know what that noise was. But yeah, I enjoy reviewing the Vinegar Syndrome titles. They're really a lot of fun, especially when they're really bad. And I give away a lot of digital codes right now. Actually, my last live stream, I'm giving away 12 digital codes altogether. So definitely check that out. Yeah, I just try not to take anything too serious, obviously. Life's just too short to take shit serious, and we're just here to have fun. I mean, yeah, no, don't bully people. Don't down people for what they like or don't like. You know, it's, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
I love it. Hey, Dan, remember when we interviewed the dude from Children of the Corn? That was awesome. I'm still like, what? Like, wow, that was like, it's like, hey, could you help me on this thing? I'm like, oh, cool. And I'm like, oh, wow, that was, I mean, it was like, what, 30 minutes, but I thought that was cool. He seems like a really cool dude.
Yeah, it's good. It's always good when they like to talk. So
yes,
that helps.
Yes, absolutely. Well, let me know if any of those come your way. I'd love to hop in and co-host those. Razor says, Brother Chaos, a special guest. Maybe. For sure, Brother Chaos, LOL. Maybe. There's only one way to find out. And you'll have to wait till Thursday night. Okay. You guys know me. If you're here, you know what I do. You know what? I love movies. I love people. I love talking about movies. This is the second half of the year. I would say the last few months has been a little stressful for me. I don't want to go into too much details, but it's been a stressful second half of the year for me. And I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be able to share my love of movies with you guys, for those who care to listen. And I'm glad to have friends like Ryan and Daniel, and Aaron Pinn, who I hope is still here. Aaron, I love you, man, very much. And all my subscribers and my patrons. It means the world to me. It really does. Makes me very happy, and I'm thankful for you guys. So let's call it a day. This has been great. I hope you enjoyed this little prep into the boutique Blu-ray madness that'll be happening in a couple days. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. But for now, signing off. Love you very much. Take care of yourselves. And until we meet again, I can't think of anything. Goodbye.